Hey guys, welcome back to this shit, the shit show. And today we're gonna get started right away. I've got something interesting already set up. I've already cooked up something interesting before we even got started today. In Virtual Machine Manager, I have VM1 running, and I've got us a special browser or special tool today. This is called Wonix. What a interesting Linux distro designed for anonymity and shit like that. Check this out. You can use Tor browser. This file for Tor browser seems to be a desktop entry. What do you want to do with it? Execute. Jolly good. Look at this. Look, fucking 2000s right here. The Tor browser has set your display language to English based on your systems. And anyway, the way this works is I can do an IP check or some shit, and it won't even. I don't know how this works. Well, I know how it works, kind of. Basically, this thing prevents them from even being able to find out your hardware, because it's like you're browsing in a virtual machine to begin with, but like on top of that, you're using this shit. Then you're using this type of. I don't know how they do it. It's magic. Okay, let's just summarize magic. Secure connection failed. The page you're trying to, maybe my IP address doesn't exist, but like let's just GTNH enter, and maybe it works. I don't know how Tor works. I know it's not a normal web browser, but maybe it's also that this is not able to connect to the internet. But if that's the case, who cares? We're gonna go ahead and just shut this thing down, I think. Because, I mean, I just wanted to show this off. Yeah, sure, shut it down. I'm actually impressed that that shit runs so smooth. Anyway, back to the streaming. It's like C but closed trust. We're gonna go ahead and get into deprogramming now that we've got this shit. And so I've pulled up the deprogramming web document beforehand. Look at me go. And so we're going to learn about this today. D is a general purpose programming language. Other downloads? Okay, so you have DMD, official reference compiler, GDC, GCC based decompiler, or LDC, a decompiler strong. I think we're going to go back. We're just going to go ahead and download the DEB file for DB in Linux. Save. Jolly good! And we'll just create a new folder. We'll call this folder the D folder. D. It should support DEB if it does. This is Kubuntu based. Well, I mean, okay, this is kind of worrisome if it doesn't support Debian. I mean, if it's not the case, we'll just do the RPM file. Probably the better choice, because I'm pretty sure this is Ubuntu, basically. I mean, does Kubuntu support DEB? Let me see. The AI says it does, so we'll have to guess. Hello. Alright, we're going to create a folder called D language tools. I want to be organized, or pretend I'm organized at least. And we all know how that goes. We all know how this usually goes. We're going to need to put in that wonderful DEB file we just downloaded, I'm guessing. Give me that shit. Move it. Yeah, move it there. Jolly good! It does. Perfect. Good news. Alright, so I've got my D language tools open, which is perfect. And now we'll go back into our browser. Oh, look at all these great people. Totally. Community. We're gonna learn this. Or free book programming in D. Splendid. Also, RPM only works with Fedora and OpenSUSE. Got it. Got it, boss. I'm new to the whole Linux thing. This is my second install of Linux. And I've only used Ubuntu variants. Well, I don't even know about Linux Mint. Linux Mint is Linux Mint Cinnamon. It's cinnamon flavored. I mean, it's similar enough to Ubuntu. Kubuntu is my favorite so far. Half of the shit doesn't work already. But I'm getting distracted. Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time reading this since it's like not in front of me directly. In paper or Kindle form, okay. The Hello World program. So that's what that looks like. I'm actually gonna fuck. What am I doing? I'm gonna make that tiny. We're gonna organize my tabs. Make everything look nice. Zorin OS test on virtual machine. We'll do that some other time. Somebody wanted me to program in D or try to learn it. I wish this was closer to my face. You know what? Do you guys want to be able to see the documentation, or do you just want to see me try to program this shit? I could just open a new tab and then pull it right in front of my face. Wow. Perfect. Now I can kind of see it. So the first program to show in most programming language books is the Hello World program. This is a very short and simple program that merely writes Hello World and finishes the program. Important because it includes some of the essential concepts of that coding or of that language. Here is a Hello World program in D. So import std.stdio. So like standard output, import standard.standard output. Is that what that would mean? IO. I literally just saw this stream as I was programming in D. That's good. I've never programmed a day in my life, so we'll see if this works. I've written some basic Hello World programs, so I'm getting started with this shit. This is very interesting. I think we're going to open up Kate. I don't have it there, so I'll just... this is the most beautiful Linux setup ever. Splendid! We'll create a new... This is my workspace. There's none like it, because this one is mine. Create new. We're going to create a txt file. Yeah, cool. I don't know what the end you put on this is. Is it .d? What's the extension for this? I programmed it a bit, but I've never heard of D. Yeah, I never heard of it until this morning. What about the documentation? Language reference. Cool. Introduction. Oh, there's another one? Good God. D is a general-purpose systems programming language with a C-like syntax, but compiles to native code. It is statically typed and supports both automatic... I don't know what half these words mean. Oh, .d. Cool. Thank God somebody here knows more than I do. We'll call this hello... do I want to do... I'm going to just do it all lowercase. I feel like that's the safe bet. No need to... All lowercase, 1 underscore, and then hello world. .d. Okay. We're going to go into properties, and we're going to give it permissions, allow executing as file program. We're gonna edit. We're gonna open with Kate. Good. It's getting started. The programming is beginning. So we're gonna go ahead and look at what this book, this D web book says. Not the documentation. We're gonna ignore the documentation for now. We're gonna follow this tutorial book until we get bored with this, or we find that I'm actually getting pretty decent at it, and then we'll try in future streams to improve more and more. I've never written in D, and I don't know about any but STD and yeah, I think it's standard input output, but I'm just making a guess. I'm just making an assumption, so I can't say that's actually the truth. Why the fuck is this shit not popping up? Why are my ears ringing again? Good God. That's not even a joke. It's still funny, though. Why are my ears ringing again? Yet again, my ears ringing. Good God. Alright, the Hello World program. The very first program to show... Okay, we've already read all that bullshit. So, you'd start with import. So, like most of those object-focused languages, it's like you put in your shit first. Like, oh, here's some code that we don't know what it does. We just slap an import in there. Just like Java, just like Python. I'm pretty sure C also does that, and Rust too. So like just like all of the other, I don't know, weird I don't even know, man. I don't know what to call them. Object oriented, object focused. I've heard those words, but I don't know. Standard.stdio, and then we do space void. You know, a good book is like one that tells you what shit means, not just makes you do it, but void main, curly bracket, enter, tab, and then we would do our right line, parenthesis, hello. It doesn't really matter at this point, it just means hello. We could write hell world. Hell world, guys. C is not object-oriented. I don't know. C does the same kind of shit, though. They have all that shit at the beginning where you put in C++. That's it. C++, the micro slop language. I don't know what I'm talking about, though. Make fun of me because I really don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this shit. And then, of course, this needs to go down a block. So we're going to hit enter. I don't know if it actually does need to go down a block. I think it'd all be read the same. Probably 2 has objects, but you can do without them, unlike Java. Oh yes, it's Pi Day, baby. Oh yeah, it is. 314. Alright, so then it ends... Oh, there's also a semicolon. You know, the world of programming includes a lot of fun syntax. Control S. Boom. The source above needs to be compiled by the decompiler. Decompiler, as in decompiles. Ooh, I like this sound. Like, you know, like a decompiler. Here, let me show you here. Like, read this, and it sounds like the word decompiler. Like, as in, I'm gonna deconstruct my program. Uncompile. Decompiler, goddamn. You do hashtag include. Oh, there's a semicolon on the first line? Oh, no, I have the Oh, wait. Oh, shit, yeah, good catch. Thank God I have the audience watching me here. Watching as I... That's a regular colon. Come on, fix that. Thank God. This is actually pretty good. In this case, std.stdio has written the line function. You can use that to print stuff. Okay. So we need to get the decompiler, the uncompiler ready, guys. I'm going to start calling this the uncompiler. So we download it at DMD is the decompiler that has been used during the design and development of the language over the years. All examples in this book have been tested with DMD. For that reason, it would be easiest for you to start with DMD and try other compilers if you have a specific need to. The code samples... Okay. Cool. So, like, you can set up your own compiler, technically. Technically, if you really wanted to, you could probably make your own compiler. Why did no one like? Your eye doesn't point out syntax errors. It's a text editor with syntax highlighting. Alright. Yeah, I don't have an IDE. Unless somebody recommends an IDE and tells me to download it, I won't do it. The KDE version is Kate. Thank you, Kate. So how do I install this? That's the question. Ooh. Install. Authenticate. Thank God this is easy. Easy mode, baby mode Linux. Thank God for baby mode. Linux on baby mode is nice. Alright, DMD is ready. Launch the DMD. What? Strange. How weird. Remove. Proceed. I'm guessing I installed it wrong. I'm guessing using that installs it wrong. Yeah, this is typical with this. Don't... Of all installs, Kubuntu, the worst one. Install from... So I need to select an install location, probably. Is good. Regular Visual Studio is not. The same code is blue and has support for more languages. Alright, so how do I... So here in... Let me just learn the install. What is D? D is a great language, guys. I use VS Code myself. Oh, nice. I'm just gonna stick with Kate. I don't really like VS Code. I don't want to install that. It takes a lot of patience for my soul. Import memory, muted... Oh my god, you could build like some crazy shit on this. Install D locally. The D language reference compiler is called DMD, Digital Mars D. Also available are LVC, an LLVM based D compiler, and GDC, a GCC based D compiler. See all compilers from the wiki page, blah 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 blah. Download, install. There is also an OS install script with any POSIX-like system, Linux, free, that can install various implementations, including... Okay, so wait, maybe I did install it right? Streaming PC UI looks like? Good God. But you need to use the... Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Oh, okay. So I will see what I can do. Yeah, the UI is probably absolutely terrible, honestly. So we'll install it like this. I think that will work, and then you have to know what commands to use in the console, clearly. Do I want to scale that up? We'll move this closer to me. We'll make this one go higher up. And we'll bring this one, can we set this page to dark mode? Dark mode on all pages, please? Okay, this will work better. I'm gonna make the class open a terminal and sudo d package. Alright, let's see about this. Open terminal here. Sudo dpkg-i, and then I guess hello world.d underscore world.d. Is that what I'm doing? Oh. Hold on, I put in the wrong password. I fucked that shit up. Oh, God. D package. Oh, it's for... That's for uncompiling. That's for like the fucking DMD dot. It's for this thing, the DB view. Let's go ahead and enlarge the font view. Enlarge the font view. Oh, Control++. We'll make it maximum size for everybody to see. This way you all can see it and there won't be any issues there. Hopefully. Alright, and then this obviously will be shitty mode. No, the DEB package. Oh. Well, I've already got it installed. Just run DMD. Got it. DMD. Wow. Look at all this information. Alright, so I guess DMD option, and we want to compile, so we're going to look for compile then. Is compile a thing? Is that what we want to do? Yeah. I've already installed it. I just installed it. DMD. Figured it out. DMD. What are we doing? Compile? We could do DMD-help, but I'm pretty sure that would not be that useful. What about, so compile? What do you guys do? Compile? Oh, DMD hello world D? Got it. Underscore world dot D. Oh, look, hello world. Whoa, hello world dot O. What is that? Maybe I run this one? Oh, don't do that. Properties. Go into properties and then go into permissions and then you run can allow, okay. So then what does this do? Do I need to open with? Does it need a terminal? 2 hellos? Did I screw it up? This is very weird. It's giving me an O and a hello world. I mean, it did something. I'm surprised I managed. Now run dot slash. All right. Dot slash hello underscore world. Hello world. Yeah, it did as expected. Cool. So it does work. So that is dot slash hello underscore world. Very cool. This is a very good start to learning this language. Clearly I'm not going to need those anymore, so we're going to get rid of them. I'm going to continue down the page. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit, just to make Min guy unhappy, in case. Okay. This actually makes it easier for me to read too, honestly. I might be able to read it from that side now too. Then O is the partially compiled version. Cool. I think. Interesting. All right, so we have that. The file that the programmer writes for the D compiler, compile is called the source file, since D is usually used as a compiled language. The source file is not an executable program. The source file must be converted into an executable program by a compiler. Basically turns your code into a program and then you run. Yeah, I figured. Well, wouldn't the compiler turn it into like the machine code basically? Kinda. So like what you write in D is not what the machine gets. It just D becomes the machine code through the compiler, right? That's the concept, I think. But the keywords, I think. I probably sound stupid right now. Open a terminal window. Okay. DMD. Oh, I could have just listened to this shit. Maybe I don't need you guys right now. Maybe I can just do what I'm told by this book. Let's see. Compiler switches has many command line switches that are used for influencing how it compiles the program. Uses deprecated features. Compile in unit tests. Warnings or errors. Complication will halt. Oh, so if you screw some shit up, probably, then you probably use that. Interesting. DIH programming. The above output. We'll try adding those and see what this does. The book will teach me some things. All right, so I'll just hello world and I'll do dash DE dash W and then dash unit test just to see what it does. Am I in the correct one? Oh, it's not hello world. Oh shit, I fucked up. Well, that's great. DE dash W dash unit test test. There we go. It didn't do anything. I mean, I guess it's because I wrote it right, but like, what if I include an error in there? Like, let's go back into it and let's try out -W with an error in there. Let's get rid of these. Alright, so putting in an error. Let's try that out. Let's go ahead and delete this first one. What the fuck? Don't even. Oh, yep. Let's do that. Let's get rid of a bracket right there. Control S, and then we'll try compiling it with the D, with the -D. I'll make this full screen so that way I can just pop it open and it'll be jump scare. Okay. We'll try that again. Oh, look, it pulls up errors. Cool. Look at that. This will be useful. Does unit test do that, or is it the W? Let's try removing unit test. And let's remove -DE. Oops. Enter. Okay, so -W is what you always want to use then. What about without -W? It won't, it still gives you errors anyway. So what's the point of -W then? It says -W warnings, as in errors, will halt. I don't even know if that's even used anymore. It clearly doesn't really need that to show me that there's errors, so I'm guessing that's just a part of it by default. Who knows? DMD. This is very amazing. Oh, it turned it into this. It turned it into some weird thing. Well, that's interesting. Because I tried compiling it, it just screwed up and went, oh, no more. Alright, cool. Close nevertheless. Alright, so next, you don't need a -W. Yeah, it did some weird shit though. It seemed to like do some weird thing where it made a thing that looked weird. I don't know how to explain that. Let's just continue. In addition to the compiler, you may also considering an IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Cool. Go to the IDEs page. I'm guessing IntelliJ Python. Make sure you're not the bot. Click the circle. Fuck you. No. No, stop. Honestly, that's probably a better test than a RIA CAPTCHA. Code D for Visual Studio. IntelliJ. I knew IntelliJ would be here. I know it's there. IntelliJ's always there. Life of Boris videos. Dext, Linux, and Windows. That sounds cool. Dedicated to the D programming language. DX is an IDE for the D. I want to get this shit. This looks cool. I would like a dedicated D programming IDE. That sounds cool. But we'll just skip that step for now. We don't need it. Contents of the Hello World program. Here's a quick list of many of the D concepts that have appeared in the short program. Core feature. Every language defines its syntax, fundamental types, keywords, rules, etc. All of these make the core features of that language. The parentheses, semicolon, the words like main and void are all according to the rules of D. The laws of Jesus Christ. Good God. We've heard of Linux Christ, but we haven't heard of Jesus Christ yet. Jesus. Good God. These are similar to the rules of English subject, verb, pronunciation, sentence structure, etc. Library and function. The core features define only the structure of the language. They are used for defining functions and user types. Oh, so would that be the import? Okay, right line is above is a function of the standard library. Oh, so standard as in STD library. Interesting. STDIO. Module. Library contents are grouped by types of tasks that they intend to help. Such a group is called a module. The only module that this program uses is std.stdio. Or standard.standard output. Input output, I guess? I don't know. Ah, yes. Handles data input output. Beautiful. Character and string expressions like hello world are called strings, and the elements of strings are called characters. Cool. Order of operations. Programs complete their tasks by order of operations. Like, basically goes in steps, right? These tasks start with the operations that are written in the function named main. The only operation in this program writes hello world. Significance of uppercase and lowercase letters. You can choose to type any character inside strings, but you must type the other characters exactly as they appear in the program. This is because lowercase versus uppercase is significant in D programs. For example, right line and right line with capital W are two different things. Two different names. Oh, okay. So I guess when it references the module, then it's the lowercase one. Or was it uppercase in the beginning? Might have been uppercase. I hope it's uppercase. I like upper... Oh, it's all lowercase. Okay. So just always type everything lowercase unless it says write it uppercase. Got it. The complete list of D keywords is as follows. Oh, and here's another one. Special words that are part of core features of the language are keywords such as words are preserved for the language itself and cannot be used for any other purpose in the D program. There are two keywords for this program: import, which is used to introduce a module to the program, and void, which here means not to return anything. So what does so void means not to return anything? But then it's also... So what if we made the same program without void? Let me see. I mean, oh yeah. So we could probably just do... Hold on, I got an idea. We'll try this out. I don't know if this will work. Somebody's going to tell me it's not going to work, but there will be delay, so who knows. Let's try this out. Hello.d. Alright, so we're going to make hello.d. We're gonna open with Kate. Where's Kate at? Bro, why did I make Kate huge? Stop making Kate huge, bro. Kate does not need to be huge right now. We need it like this big. That big is perfect. Not the other size. The other size was just ridiculous. No. Don't go that far. Open. Okay, cool. So now I can open hello D. You probably have to specify the return type like in C. I have no idea how that works. Import std.stdio semicolon, and I guess maybe and void is that return type in a hello world program. In the hello world program. Okay. So it's like a return type. Interesting. I don't know what a return type... Well, I guess that'd be like what it does, maybe? I know like Java has voids, like public void and like private void, and like... I have no idea what that means. Or classes, too. Like kind of like a class almost. But not really. It's super technical shit. Void... main... Well, let's get rid of the void main part. I want to test it out without that. It's type name args code. So you would... Oh, your args could go inside of... Arguments could go inside of the void main. So that little parentheses is for your that stuff. What if we just did, so if we didn't do that, what would we do? You can use type int, for example, and then you would need to return a number. Oh. Wait, so type int, like, what does that mean? Like, instead of doing a void, you do type int. Integer? Number? Standard D input output. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see what the book has for me. I don't know. Alright, the complete list of D keywords is here. Lazy? iFloat? What are these? Synchronized? And then you have file full path pretty function. Into main and then code. Okay. So that would be like in C. Alright, let's continue. Make the program output something else. Alright, we'll try out that. So we'll make public... no, fucking hell, what am I doing? Void main. And then from here, not get confused again. Did I do it right? It should be parentheses. That's how it works in C though. You can use return to return that variable. And then we're gonna put in the tab right line. Then I believe it was parentheses. Hello. We'll just put it sup, and then we'll try compiling sup with a semicolon there. Okay, that should be everything it needs. And then we just go into here. We'll open up my console. We'll put in that dmd hello.d. What's deprogramming for? Will it let me get a job? Probably not. I have no idea what the usages are for this. But somebody told me to check it out earlier, so I'm checking it out now. Pretty interesting. Alright, so then I will run hello.d. So ./hello.d. Permission denied. Oh, wait, never mind. ./hello. Sup. Perfect. Arc, by the way, I see. Arc? I'm using Kubuntu. Good God. Arc, by the way, I see. Kubuntu right here. They use Kubuntu? I'm me, I use Kubuntu. I don't know who else is here. Who's they? It's just one guy, it's me. Fish. The guy of all time. chmod 700 hello D. What? Alright, chmod hello. Yeah, let's see if that works. Oh, operand. Hello. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream of all time. Make the program output something else. Okay, now we've done that. Change the program output to be more than one line. You can do this by adding one more write line to the program. Okay. We'll just do the copy and paste challenge. Or actually the copy and paste not challenge. Backspace. Boom. Control S. Sup. And then, next up. How the fuck you mess a hello world, lol. Mess a hello world, lol? I haven't messed up a hello world. It's not messed up, it's working as intended. Try the main Debian. Good God. What are all these people talking about? What's next? E, like rush E? This is truly amazing. This language is absolutely awesome. Truly the best. Control S. Alright, go ahead and, oh wait, we should probably delete these. Delete those. Goodbye. And then we'll just, chmod. Chmod hello? Why would we have chmod hello? That doesn't make sense. Dot, oh wait, we need to compile dmd hello.d, then we'll do dot hello. Gives me 2 sup, fellow desktop user. Good God. Chmod 700 means change permission to read, write, execute for owner. Nothing for other members group, nothing for users outside of the group. Oh. They should make a prequel. B. there might even be a B coding language, honestly. What if there is a B programming language and we just never knew about it? B programming language. Let's see if there's even a B program. Oh God. Developed at Bell Labs circa 1969. I think you need to learn your ABCs. Cool. What's Vestop? It's Discord, but with extra steps. That gives you access to more Discord. Congratulations. He's now been initiated into the Vesktop cult. Go ahead and shrink this down. Make it look semi-pretty. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and, don't do that. Tinfoil hat Linux. I don't need to be exposed of tinfoil hat Linux. Trying to compile the program after making other changes. E.g., oh, we've already tried that out. But that will just lead you to an error where it won't even compile. So, like, for example, we've already done it, but I'll show it off again. Because I got curious about what would happen. We'll open up Kate, and we'll just get rid of half of that. Control S. And then we'll delete this. Delete that. We'll go over to here. We'll do our dmd hello.d and see it just gives us compiler errors. So that's all it does. Very, very nice. Cool. Control S. It's just better Discord. It's always Bell Labs. The ABCs. I bet there's an A coding language too. B programming language. Nokia. B is a computer language devised by. Well, we'll have to. If I'm gonna learn every coding language. We're gonna start with D, and then we're gonna go to A next, and then we're gonna go to B, right? We're gonna learn A coding language next. And then we'll move our way down to ones that people actually care about after I finish that. A coding language, also known as a programming language, is a formal system used to give... Oh. No, I mean the A coding language, not a coding language. I mean A. Is D based on C? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I like Matrix too, guys. I also have Matrix. Yes. Coding language A. I guess it'd be assembly, really? But A+ is a high-level, interactive... Yes! We'll learn A+. Unlike APL. Okay, so we can do the ABCs. But how do I convince friends to switch to Matrix? Yeah, you know about the Among Us Linux distro. Amog OS Linux. Bro, this shit's insane. You can actually get this. I can't believe it. I totally need Amog OS. What the fuck, bro? What even is this? Good God. It's almost as good as North Korean OS. Make fun of this shit. The Amog OS. I could virtual machine Amog OS. I hope it has good gaming features. E coding okay. E coding language. AmogoS was my first distro. E coding language is an object-oriented, secure, distributed programming language designed for computer security and secure computing. Hell yeah, we'll create. You know what? We could. Oh god, with Java-based syntax, Java will make me hurt my brain. I mean, we're already basically starting with D. D is not that bad so far, but who codes in D? Here's the question, right? So like C, there's so many people who probably code in it. You could probably use so many other people's work, but with D and E and like A and B, well, they're all just forgotten. Nobody cares about them. How am I supposed to use everybody else's libraries and everybody else's work if I can only use D? I mean, D seems pretty popular though. I'm just saying. D seems like it might actually have a community that creates libraries and programs and shit for it, but E 1997, does anybody even use E language tutorial? How do you even get these? F sharp? Yeah, I've heard about F sharp. F hashtags. F hashtag language. Good God. F hashtag is a general purpose multi-paradigm programming language. It blends the, yes, beautiful. F quantitative, blah, 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 YF. F enables developers to write concise, robust, self-documenting code. Its type system prevents entire classes of runtime errors. Beautiful, thank you AI. I love AI so much for this. You can use C and C++ code in D with little effort. Beautiful. This is good. I think D is the future then. Almost as good as Rust. I like Rust though. Rust sounds fucking cool. I gotta introduce my Ukrainian friend to D so he can start practicing and get training on this shit. Alright, so the next page of the book is write line and write. In the previous chapter, we've seen that write ln, or write line, I'm guessing, takes a string with parentheses and prints a string. The parts of programs that actually do the work are called functions, and information they need to complete their work are called parameters. Okay, so the function's this. Parameter is everything in those parentheses. Parenthesis. Everything in here is the parameter, everything in here is the function. So if I had something in here, that'd be... Okay, cool. That makes it really easy. What do the bars at the bottom of my screen mean? Like what? The fucking... This shit? That's the CPU. That's the network speed. Memory usage. This is actually individual core usage. Hard disk activity. And then of course we have time. And then over here I have my virtual machines and console. And a menu thing. I also have that on... Oh, I also have the bars on the other side too. But they're not... The other side's slightly different. Because I like to have many different bars that have many different purposes. I really wish there was a widget that had like a search bar for like search engine. But there is none, sadly, right now for me. Maybe I could make one. Make one in D. We'll make a D Minecraft mod. Oh god. The parts of programs that actually do work are called functions. Okay, we've learned functions, parameters. Parameters are passed by functions within the parent. Yes, cool. And then separate the parameters by commas. So if I wanted to have, technically, I'm guessing I could try to write a line, but I put a comma here, and then do that, and then write sup as well. Control S. Just show all that with numbers. I don't know, it just looks cool. Doesn't it look like, okay, yeah, no, it looks lame as shit, honestly, now that I think about it. Alright, so we're gonna dmd hello.d. It apparently worked, and then we're just gonna write .hello, and it did sup. So this technically means you can have two parameters in there, so it will register both parameters. So if I put a space there, that means that I can have Oh, this is cool as shit. I just learned how to make 2 of those. But what if I want to write a second line without doing all that shit? Well, what if I don't even know what this would even do. But this makes it really simple to understand, honestly. I used to not have it, but recently I added a bar because a game was memory leaking. Yeah, I guess that's one use for it. Honestly, it's really cool to watch like all the different individual cores when they're working all at the same time. You can write a custom module for ROFI to get the search engine, but that would use a keyboard shortcut or a button to show it. We'll see. Alright, so technically, if I go ahead and... Oh, I just... Oops. CD... Oh god, type better. Because Firefox can run Firefox, but not sure about Brave. Okay. Slash... Oh, this will be a pain. D... Language... Tools. I don't know about this. Oh god. You know what's easier is just to go in here and open console in here. Look at that, it just opens right up. Too many arguments the other way. Too many arguments, it says. Good god. But okay, this will work perfectly. So now I can do DMD hello hello dot, or fucking hell, man. Hello dot D. Perfect. Look at that. Dot slash hello sup comma or sup space sup, because I put a space right here. So if I put 1, I could put 2 afterwards and it will write it in the same line, but it won't put a space between them because there is no space. So I guess you could make like a list this way, but without right line. You just put some other shit here like list. You need to type around folder with spaces. You need to type, oh, okay. Cool. That's good to know for the future. Now I will start making folders with spaces in the names more frequently. I don't know, maybe that's extra steps. Maybe it's easier to not have spaces around everything so you don't have to put in extra shit. Let's see if it will compile again. DMD hello.d. Then, oh, okay, this is pretty quick. 1, 2. Cool. We do backslash space to use them normally. Okay. Alright, let's get back to reading the book. The word parameter describes the information that is passed to a function at a conceptual level. The concrete information that is actually passed during the execution of the program is called an argument. Although not technically the same, these terms are sometimes used interchangeably in the software industry. Okay. Well, the parameters are here. You could also say it's an argument, technically. But they call it parameter function. Cool. Right line can be used to make more than one argument. Oh, we already learned that. Hello world, comma, hello, comma, fish. Bro, no way. They fucking put hello, comma, fish. It's like it was meant to be. Quite literally, they meant for me to use this language. You can also easily drag and drop files into the terminal to get an easy... Oh, okay. Also useful to know. Sometimes not all of the information that is to be printed on the same line may be readily available to be passed to write ln, or write line. In such cases, the first part of the line may be printed by write, and the last part of the line may be printed by write line. What did I just read? My brain just shut off while I was reading. So I think you can sometimes, not all the information that is passed, that is to be printed on the... So sometimes, it's not like a guaranteed thing, may be readily available to be passed with write line. In such cases, the first parts of the line may be printed with right. Oh, but then the last one has to be right line. So if you wanted to do, let's try this. Wanted to do something more complicated. We could do right, and then we do right, comma 2, then comma, or y. Why not? Look, this is a part of a series where we're going to look at every single programming language in the alphabet because somebody told me I need to learn my ABCs. The sometimes is when you need it. Oh. So I wouldn't always need this for sure. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Right ln, and then boom, and then you do the semicolon. So what this should do is, this is a level of crazy I love. Thank you. You're one of the few people who would love this, probably. Most people would complain and be like, why not learn C? This is useless, but this honestly is joy. It's a great fun thing for us to do together. For all of us. You can enjoy me doing this live. Oh, okay, it just prints the same shit. Let's go ahead and make sure that that's not just that it didn't compile or some shit. Let's just make sure and verify. Okay, so it does work. But it doesn't write it on 2 lines, it just writes 1, writes 2, and then puts the 2 together. So 1 plus 2 equals 1, 2, and puts it out in the text. I'm guessing. Gotta learn your ABCs, man. Yeah, I truly do. Calling right line. Calling right ln without any parameter merely makes the current line, or if nothing has been written, outputs a blank line. Alright, well, we'll try something else now. We'll try this. And then we'll try to do right. And then we'll do this, and then Control S. Then we'll compile it, which if this is wrong, it will give us an error. It didn't give me an error. Okay, but what if I put right D, Control S, alright, dmd hello.d, okay, cool, but what if we put a right line under that? I'm here till you are, I'm hooked already. Thank God. Some people are hooked with this. D coding language is the new heroin. Truly. Alright, dmd hello.d, and then, oh. Interesting. Oh, wait a second. That's because I'm an idiot and forgot the fucking commas. Well, let's get rid of that again. And see if it catches it this time. It looks like everything shouldn't be caught by it. So we'll do dmd hello.d, hello. What the fuck did I do? It just puts it in front of the... Oh, look at this. It puts it in front. Hello.d. You addressed a variable? Yeah, so then if I address a variable, we could have done... Well, I don't even know how to declare a variable yet, technically. So, yeah, that's cool. Once I learn how to declare variables, we'll be able to do more than that. So right line just makes a space, but right would mean we could totally do it with just right. D is a cool language. Oh, why did it do that? We don't need all of that, thank God. Okay, Control S. D is a cool language. Let's try this out. dmd hello.d, and then /. Hello. D is a cool language. So then if you do a... it doesn't give you a new line, you need /n to do that. Well, I'm just experimenting here, okay? So if I do int a number or a character, okay? That's for declaring variables. We'll get to declaring variables when the book gets me there. Imagine in a variable naming it says that every variable should start with D. So write ln just makes a new line. It doesn't put anything together. That's interesting. That's cool. I thought it was like it puts it together, but no, it just writes a new line. So if I do write line, it just makes a new line. So then if I put something on write ln, then I figure this doesn't add an actual line. No new line. So this means after this, there will be a new line. So Control S, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and dmd hello.d. We'll run hello.d. D is cool language, no new line. Oh, perfect. So that means anything within this write line just means it's still being added onto there. So you don't even need shit in there. You could technically just do that. Everything will be fine. Do /n in write. All right. So /n. Control S. We'll try this out. dmd hello.d. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know if I'm ready for that. We're gonna go ahead and we'll get to that when the book gets there, okay? /n. Unless it goes here, Control S. Huh. Or maybe that goes after. /n semicolon in the text. Oh. Alright, so then I would do, and here's /n, Control S, and so now I should print 2 extra lines, dmd hello.d, and then hello.d. D is a cool language, and does 2 lines now. To get / you need a //. Okay, so if I want to put a / in here, we'll put dmd as a // cool language. Control S. dmd hello.d and then hello.d. D is a / cool language. Cool. So it's an escape sequence. Got it. Got it. Let me go ahead and get started back in here. Alright, so we learned a bit about those interesting things. Cool. I'm gonna forget that at some point. It's gonna be sad. So // is also able to put comments, it looks like. So if I want to put a comment, we could do // it looks like. /x1b for colors and stuff in the terminal. Cool. I'll figure that out in a bit. Calling write ln without a parameter creates a blank line. We already figured that out. Lines start with a // are called comment lines or briefly comments. A comment is not part of the program code in the sense that it doesn't have... Okay. Both programs in this chapter print strings without any spaces between them. Change the program so that there's a space. We've kind of already figured out ways of doing that. That's a / escapes or /. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Yes, this is also a good point. I did not notice this. I would have done an escape sequence in the middle of a comment. But thank you for pointing that out. That's good. I would have screwed that shit up. Try calling write with more than one parameter as well. Next. Compilation. We've seen the tools that are used most in deprogramming, the text editor and the compiler. D programs are written in text editors, machine code, brand new computers, and microprocessor, or CPU for short. Blah, 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 blah. Sidetracked. Very sidetracked right now. Most CPU architectures use code specific, machine code specific to that particular architecture. These machine code instructions are determined under hardware constraints during the design stage of the architecture at the lowest level. These machine codes instructions are implemented as electrical signals because the ease of coding is not... What am I reading right now? Is this like how it actually works? Like how the machine, like the CPU actually does shit. Is it saying I can do this on Android and it will work the same? D programming. Hopefully Windows 12 will use D, because it's clearly the next step. Step in the right direction is to use D. Oh. Okay. Most CPU architectures use machine code specific to that determined, or that particular architecture. Are special numbers which represent operations supported by the CPU. For example, for an imaginary 8-bit CPU, the number 4 might represent the operation of loading, 5 might represent the option of storing, and 6 might represent the operation of incrementing. Like opcodes, basically. Opcodes for this shit. Bro, computing is a complicated task. Load, store, increment, pause. I'll mention the concept of a bit in later chapters. Still, I present the example above just to show how difficult machine code can be to work with. Being so close to hardware, machine code is not suitable for presenting higher level concepts like playing a card or a student record. Bro, if your student record's all in ones and zeros, you have a problem then. It's how languages evolved. Yeah. Because you go from assembly to C to other shit. From running on a simple CPU architecture to basically running on every architecture. Cool. So the programming languages are designed as efficient ways of programming a CPU, capable of representing higher level concepts. Programming languages do not have to deal with hardware constraints. Their main purposes are ease of use and expressiveness. Programming languages are easier for humans to understand, closer to natural languages. If a card is played, display the card. However, programming languages adhere to much stricter formal rules than any spoken language. So like in English, you can say doesn't or does, and it means, or does not, and it means basically the same thing. I mean, sometimes it's true in some languages, but it really depends, I guess. It really depends on the language. Some aren't picky, others are very picky. Interpreter. An interpreter is a tool, a program that reads the instructions. Okay, the interpreter. Wait, is this a thing that we have? Do we have an interpreter? Tell that line to Python. The whole doesn't. Python must be picky then. I don't know what you're trying to say. Perl, Python, and Ruby have been designed to be very flexible and dynamic, making code analysis. Yes, and they also have, Python has an interpreter. What's good? WSG? Is WSG a language? WSG programming language. I never expected you to script. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh man, Star Wars Galaxies. No, this is a compiled language. Script language. I think it just means write. To be able to write. To write or not to write. Languages are interpreted or compiled. So like Python must be interpreted. Well, Java must. Is Java interpreted? So Java must be interpreted. Well, Python. I know Python must probably be interpreted. Because you don't compile Python. You don't compile Java. You compile C. Try Windows plus R and then type CMD and then do /S. What are you saying, man? We're on the fucking cyberbullying station. You think this is Windows, man? What are we on? Windows 65 at this point? It's an AI focused. Java's like in between. Okay. Is this AI focused to you guys? That's a good question. The answer is both. Both at once. Compiler. A compiler is a different tool that reads instructions. This is just... Can I just skip all of these parts? Guys, how much do I need to read of this? This is like the most basic stuff, right? Compiler is another tool that reads instructions. I mean, I'm learning a lot. Aha, I came up with that name. What are you talking about? I love that you kept it. Yes, the cyber bullying station is such a great name. You have no idea how funny I thought that shit was. Oh, what is this? Compiled ADA, C, C++ are some of them. Let's see what ADA is. Maybe we should try ADA language. Whoa! Look at this! Oh, what? Is a high-level, statistically typed, multi-paradigm programming language originally developed in the early 1980s for the United States Department of Defense. I think that's something we should totally check out. That sounds pretty cool. C++ is the hardest, I think. Bro, I've tried C++ when I was doing Unity, and I fucking hated it. Or whatever Unity language is. Unity is garbage, bro. I hate Unity. Get Unity out of here. Hashtag make your own programming language for your... No, make your own, what's it called? Fucking game engine. Don't use Unity, it's garbage. Fundamental types. Brain of the computer is the CPU. What if I want to run this on the GPU? Unreal better? Yeah, for real. I haven't used Unreal, that's how I know it's better. Some fun languages? FBI might come knocking if you learn that. What, ADA? Bro, ADA looks sweet, bro. Explore the aid and engineered for safety, reliability, and holy C. Want to look at some fun languages? Learn ADA today. What is ADA in Spark? Cool. Well, we're not going to start learning ADA yet. I haven't gone that far. C++ is my main language, actually, but I recently did web dev more, so yeah. What the heck is this shit? Integers are... Oh, cool! Are we finally learning how to do these? The smallest unit of data in computer is called a bit. A bit can be either 1 or 0. Cool. Or Shakespeare? Shakespeare language? Good God. Since type of data, okay, it has very limited use. The CPU supports larger data types that are combinations of more than 1 bit. As an example, a byte usually consists of 8 bits. If an n-bit data type is the most efficient data type supported by a CPU, we consider it to be an n-bit CPU, as in 32-bit CPU, 64-bit CPU, etc. Interesting. What about, is there ever going to be like higher levels of CPUs? Like, what about 128 or 256-bit CPU? I mean, yes, we have like multi-threading and multiple core CPUs, but what if we wanted more data processing? Would that be significantly better? Or somebody who knows more than I do could answer that question, but the data types that the CPU supports are still not sufficient. They can't be represented by high-level concepts, like the name of a student or a playing card. Likewise, D's fundamental data types. Ints are 32-bit and longs are 64. God, I have no idea what that means yet, but we'll get there. Such concepts must be defined by the programmer as structs and classes by taking advantage of the fundamental types, structs, and classes. These are important words. No point in them, and they are more expensive. If you want more data, you can use 2 CPU registers for 1 variable. Alright. Classes in later chapters, like it's done with strings. Ah. So if we wrote a really long string, we could probably use up every single register on the CPU. Interesting. Interesting. D's. Fundamental types are similar to fundamental types of many other languages. We'll see more information about these in the upcoming chapters. So there's Boolean type. So like it'd be true or false, and then that. Cool. Integer types. So like these are numbers, and they can't be a float. Like a 3.5 is a float. 3.5 is float. Max long is max int squared. Jesus. I mean memory registers or whatever. Okay. So a byte is signed 8 bits. A U byte is unsigned 8 bits. Oh, okay. So a U short, those are going to be 16 bits. Then you have your ints, and then you have your longs. Cool. This is good, because you already said something about ints are 32 bits and longs are 64s. Got it. Floating point types. What's a good way to start learning this type of stuff? I don't know. I've just started by getting D in the compiler. If you're looking for something better to learn than like D programming language, there's a lot of other better languages out there, and somebody else in the chat will probably be able to point you to better ones than I could. Sign means you can have a negative. Got it. That's good to know as well. Unsigned has twice as much numbers. Oh, so like, yeah, if you have unsigned, then it... Oh, that makes sense. So signed is like, you would have a sign, you could have like a plus or a minus in front of your byte. So like it's... Obviously, you would have that. Who knows? But yeah, you could have a plus or minus. Like, it can be negative or positive. But then, if you just do an unsigned, then it just means it can only be positive. Or only negative. But that depends. I used some old Python book from my dad. Cool. Like Python, like it depends on what language you want to learn, but a lot of them have documentation on the internet. Obviously, I'm doing this just to learn this with you guys. Some of you guys know this shit already and will be like telling me tips and pointers and shit. But other people could just, you know, you could just tune in and be like, oh, I wanted to learn some of this with fish today. It took me a long time to realize that about signed and unsigned. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making assumptions. But I'm guessing that because it's like an unsigned would be able to have all of the negative shit. So like if I were to draw it out on like a graph or like a sheet of paper, it'd be like I have a line and then in the middle is 0. So if I have unsigned, 0 has to be on one side of that line. And then the line is always the same length for each type. So like long will always be the same length as long. But I just think of it as like a line, you know, like the entire. I think it makes sense in my head, but it wouldn't make sense to anybody else unless I drew it. Floating point types. Floating point types are obviously, yeah, they can have a decimal and a number. A float, 32 bits. A double, 64 bits. A real is at least 64 bits, but can be more if hardware provides more. So real is like interesting. I started learning Python when I was like 9, so I did not have the internet. Yeah. I feel like the internet and AI makes all this shit way easier. In fact, I think AI might make it harder though. You're thinking in the right way. Sign means minus plus. Unsigned means there's no space for signs. What are you guys even talking about? It's actually is similar to how it works. Alright, character types. So like you have UTF-8, which is this. Looks kind of scary, but don't worry. I'm sure this is just like opcodes kind of, but like not opcodes. Looks like opcodes for Minecraft computers. Good God. Alright, so then you have char character, W character, D character, with D character being a UTF-32. UTF-8 is like the text document right here is written in UTF-8. It would appear. Yeah, everything in Linux has to be UTF-8 to work, kind of. 8000 in base 16 is the first negative, 0 is the positive. Nuclear launch codes. 7FFF is the max positive. FFFF, so 4 Fs would be a negative. These keywords can be sent and usent are reserved for future use to represent unsigned 120 signed and unsigned 128-bit values. Unless there is a reason not to, you can just use int to represent whole values. To represent concepts that have fractional values, consider double. Where's double at? Double for fractional values? Okay. And then int for whole values. Fractional values, just use double. You could use float for those, but obviously you only have 32 bits to work with that. You can use Unicode in Linux. UTF-8. What's UTF? I don't even know what UTF stands for. You have crazy knowledge. Damn, how long have you been coding for? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's the person who either he's one of the people who told me to look at the decoding language earlier, or some shit. I don't remember. But thank you for showing me this. I like this. It's not bad. That's how it looks in machine code. You can treat it normally if you only use D. What are we looking at? Properties of types. D types have properties that provide information about these types. Properties can be accessed with a dot after the name in type. For example, size of property of int is accessed in int dot size of. We will see only some of the type properties in this chapter. So you could do dot string of is the name of the type. Dot size of is the length of the type. Dot min is the minimum for the short. Dot max is the short maximum. Dot init is the short initial value. Define value. Here's a program that prints these properties for int. Okay, we'll try out this program. Alright, so we would do our import import standard D input output, and then we're gonna do the rest of this from nothing. So we're gonna do void main and then that, and then we'll hit enter, start our block of coding inside of here. Tab. Oh shit, I forgot a piece of my void main. Oops, almost forgot the fucking parameters for void main. Oh, and don't put a space there, guys, or you'll screw shit up. Right. ln parenthesis this shit. Type. I don't know if we want all the space there, but it wants... Okay. And then we'll just... That's inside of this? What? What the heck am I witnessing? Oh, wait. No, that's after that, but it's inside the parentheses. Alright, do this. Comma. And then go ahead and put... int dot string of, and then we can continue down after we put a semicolon. So we'll put a semicolon there. I'm not gonna do all our extra fancy stuff. We're gonna copy that. We're gonna go down, and then we're gonna hit Control V. I actually might not want to do a Control V every single time. Length in bytes. Oh, okay, hold on. There we go. That's too small. If that's too small, let me know. Actually, you know what? It's probably better to just go full size with that. Alright, length in bytes. Init string of size of. Size of hello. Sorry, I'm getting into this a little bit. Size of, then you have minimum value, maximum value, and int.init. Which I forgot what the .init means, but we'll learn that in a second. Go ahead and copy that. Shift enter, paste, shift enter, paste, shift enter, paste. And then we'll do the shit with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then we'll add in one that says minimum value. Yes, value. Maximum value is the next one. So maximum value. Oh god, that bothers me. Value, space, space, backspace. And then the final one, initial value. Oh, cool. Control S. Alright, it's ready to be compiled. So time to get into our compiling part. DMD hello.d. I mean, we're just going to call it hello.d. And actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't call it hello.d anymore. We're going to rename this. We're going to call this, and we'll make a new folder. Hello, and then world. Why not? We'll put hello world in here. And move that in there as well. Move that there. Cool, it's time to do some of this. I've coded recently also. It's not that rare for me. Maybe once per 3 weeks. DMD hello.d. Hit enter. Cool. That will create our new program. Actually, enter that. Ah! So maximum value is 4 int string of. Is int? Hold on, I feel like this could look a little bit better if I maybe added a space after everything. Let's make it look better. Let's go ahead and let's do what they want me to do and do a colon after everything. Alright, that should be good. Control S. And then we're going to go ahead and do our DMD hello.d. And then we'll do /hello. And it gives you everything it says. So int string of, and then int size of, and then int. Cool. And then we're going to rename this to int.d. Then we're going to delete all of this because I want it to be named something cool. So this is, well actually this is introduction to type. We'll just call this, rename this to type. Yeah, let's give it a good name. Rename it to type. Give it a good name like type.d. And then we can probably start learning how to do cooler stuff as we go through this book. I want to get to the point where we can probably make a whole game in D. That seems like a great idea. Go ahead and do this. Oh, but that's still hello.d. File. Save as. Type.d. Save. Overwrite it. Okay, that should be fine. I hope that was perfectly fine. DMD. Backspace, 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 backspace. Type. .d. Enter. And then we can go ahead and do /hello. Oh, Oh wait, never mind. Do /type. My brain is shutting off rapidly. Rapidly losing my brain cells. Okay, D. Perfect. Cool, so that's our type.d. The output of this program is the following. Oh. Because I left everything as int size of. Whoops. Min. Max. What? No, just put max there, please. And in it. That's good. So, I mean, it was doing shit. That's why it kind of confused me. Now if I run DMD and then run type. Boom! Same exact results. Honestly, you could probably do something like a number guessing game today. We'll probably get there, honestly. I have no idea how to even start with that. Size T. You will come across size T type as well. Size T is not a separate type, but an alias for an existing unsigned type. It comes from the name, or it comes from size type, and is most suitable type to represent concepts like size or count. Size T is large enough to represent the number of bytes of the memory that a program can potentially be using. Oh, so size _ T. Very interesting. Its actual size depends on the system. UINT on the long... Okay. You can use the .string of property to see what size T is an alias of on your system. Alright, I guess we could add in a right line string. Okay, cool. We'll add in that shit. Enter. Right ln, and then we'll do this, that, and some other shit. Size _ T .string. Oh, wait a second. Don't do that. Well, actually, unless we want to do size _ T inside of here, and then put a couple spaces. Oh, shit. Well, we all start somewhere, guys. We all start somewhere. Colon, and then that should be good, and then do a comma here. Commas matter. And then we'll do, what is it, int? Or size T string of. Size _ T. Whoa. Is this like also a C thing? Also, it's not capital in this case. Size T .string of. Control S. Let's go ahead and do that now. Let's see. Let's compile it. DMD type.d. Oh, there's a problem. String of. Wait. Oh. I see the issue. Control S. Making some mistakes is fine. We'll get it. We'll get it there. DMD type of, and then DMD.type, and then it gives us ulong. What is a unsigned long integer? Very cool, honestly. Size T string of. Ulong, and then here's the maximum value is negative this integer, and then this integer. Very cool. Very, very cool. The output of the program is the following on my system, ulong. So if you use this on another system, it could probably be something like, what if it was short, like U short, like, well, I mean, it depends on your system, right? Like if you have a CPU that does 32 bits versus 64 bits, but I think everybody's CPU is 64 bits nowadays. For the most part, right? What do you guys know about this? What do you all think about this? You all know more than I do. Alright, so exercise. You can't use reserved types like sent and usent in any program. Print the properties of other types. Oh, okay. Void does not have the properties .min, .max, and .init. .min, .max, and .minit or init values are character types. Do not have visible representations that you can see on the output. So how do I put this together? Like, what do I even use this for? Like, this is to show me what the values are of the types and shit. Like, int.string of just gives me the length in bytes. So, like, if I add a couple e's in here, Control S, we recompile, right? DMD type.d, and then we run .types. It's still, oh, int string of is an int. Okay, well then what if I use Control S? E here, Control S. So like I guess to get that would be the most useful of these. It's still 4. So like what's the point of that even? Int size of, I mean the size of the string itself, right? What is the usage? I mean size t is not bad either. I mean this is like system specs, I guess. You can get like, oh, size t, u long. Cool. We know what he's using. He's using the 64 CPU. I don't even know what you'd do with that. Be like, oh, we can't play this game if it's not able to support u-long functions. We can't play this or run this program without u-long. Oops. We'll just give him an error code. Oh, this is not supported on your system. But then new folder is going to be types. Okay. We'll just put in our types in here, move there, and then move that there. And then, of course, what else? The min property can be used for floating point types. You can see all the various different... I have a laptop from the early 2000s that has 64-bit. Oops, I might have clicked on that. I hope I didn't. Alright, so as we will see later in the floating bits chapter. Okay. You can, you must... Oh! So if we're using .int, no. Oh god, types. Oh god, D language tools, please. Alright, type.o, put it in there, move there. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do another thing. The first one, AMD did, I think. But it was one of the first commercial one. I wish I had more laptops. They're kind of neat. I have a laptop and a tower thing. The tower is huge as shit. But I got it all set up with green lights and shit now. Especially with Linux, it was easier to get the RGB to actually work. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Kubuntu, but I think it just needs time for it to get updated and shit. I feel like if more things get Wayland support, because that's one of the things that impacts a lot of my different tools and things. So, okay. I'm just gonna X out of this. Actually, close nevertheless. So technically, I guess we could put float dot in it, or max, or float dot min, or like, we could take, we could scroll up here and do car.m or car.init or some shit. Float.nan. What is this? What is the NAN for? Not a number? Well, is this D language? Yes. You're getting the properties from the type overall. It's very useful for lists or custom types. Got it. Well, I don't really understand too much. I'm sure we'll cover the usages in the next chapter. We'll go into the next chapter and we'll check it out. The first two difficulties that most students face when learning to program involve assignment operation and order of evaluation. Alright, so the assignment operation. You will see lines similar to the following in almost every program. in almost every programming language. Okay, cool. Especially for the libraries. So if something is modified, the program will break less. .init is the function. Oh, like, well, I mean, like, you could switch float with int, test out what it does. But we're beyond that now. So we're gonna create a new, we're gonna call it assignment, text file assignment.d. I'm making my first game engine in C++, OpenGL. But I also main a tower, but I have no RGB other than on the GPU. Yeah, I hate RGB, so I just made it all green. RGB is stupid. Trust me. I hate RGB. If I had my choice, I would just use a box made of metal, but I got a pre-build for some reason, because they didn't have any other shit when I got it. I was like, oh. I still used Xorg until half a week ago. Like, Xorg for like, I know somebody told me about Xorg and Wayland earlier. Now I'm trying Neri Wayland, but I will probably return to i3 with X. So many different of these things. Alright, let's go ahead and put that in there. We're going to write out our first line again. So, what is this? Import as import control plus. The joy of zooming in. std standard d dot standard di input output semicolon go down. What was it, like 2 lines? I think it was 2 lines down, and then bruh. We got a bruh in the chat, guys. Totally. He's gonna be like, why not use C? But D. That's my response is, but D. Why not use D? Well, because nobody uses D except for weirdos. Truly weirdos. Or people, I don't know, who are interested in using D, like me. I might be a weirdo though. Import standard.standard.io. At least it's really simple so far. Or this book makes it pretty easy. Main. Why not use Zig? Oh, D. Cool. Oh my god. The quotation marks on this statement and everything. What are we doing? Void main parentheses. And then you get into your other shit with your curly bracket. Perfect. I'm memorizing how to do the very basic void main. I would either use white and light green, breathing, or all black. I've never heard about D before, but all I have is still colors. I actually have a white keyboard, and I want to get like a white computer to go with that shit, and then put some new Linux distro on there. I don't know. It'd be like a retro build, just a white tower, kind of retro-y, kind of weird, clean, kind of retro-y. All my shit's like black and green right now. All of my shit, black and green. Like 1s and 0s, like Hollywood hacker type supervillain layer. So the assignment operation, you will see a line similar to this, and it's A equals 10 semicolon, B equals 10 semicolon. And then of course, unfortunately, that line is does not know mean equals. The expression above does not mean A is equal to B. When we apply the same logic from the earlier lines, the expression must mean make A's value become the same as B's value. I swear, bro, it's a stereotype. So everyone says, what the fuck are you doing? Go use X. Bro, this guy knows. This Nexo-ood guy. This I don't even know how to say that shit. Bro, you know what's up. Everybody's like, why are you using Kubuntu? You use Fedora. Use Red Hat Linux. You use this shit. Everybody's like that every time. There's also from Major X11WM/DMS. There is Genome, DWM, Awesome WM, Deepin, Cinnamon, Mate, LXQT, LXDE, OpenBox, Ice WM. Oh god, I lost the chat for a second. Bruh, how you pronounce it? Me who uses Windows 7. That ain't how you pronounces it. I don't even know, man. This is another one of those stereotypes. I feel like everybody's like, oh, Walt Jr. voice. What do you mean, Walt Jr. voice? Send this man to the Shadow Realm, bro. The well-known equal symbol of mathematics has completely different meaning in programming. So, like, if I put A and then make A equal to B, it's just make A equal to 10, make B equal to 20, make A equal to B, right? In general, the operations of a program are applied step by step in order. I have a black, light, gray, and I like it a lot. It has red accents, but I don't know how to set RGB to red, so it's rainbow keyboard. Oh. You could try Open RGB? I don't know. Maybe you've already tried that. There's like a lot of shit out there that you can use. I know with some keyboards and shit, you have to do it in Windows. And now that I've uninstalled Windows, if I ever have an issue with it being like rainbow, I'm gonna completely explode and die. Or it might even be just built into your keyboard, honestly. You might be able to change it by just pressing buttons, but you probably already know all that. When you were trying to act like the people that tell you to use something else. Oh, use something else. Use this. I don't know. So how does this work? How do I put these variables in? Like, I can declare them now, but like, how do I conjure up these variables? So do I put A equals 6, 7, obviously for the memes, and then if I go ahead and do this, DES, not DMS. I don't even know. And if I put a write ln a, I would just write ln a like so, and then I would put a semicolon, right? So then I have my first variable. Ooh, we've gotten somewhere. Also, I know nobody cares, but my name is like diode, but Xode. Nexode. Okay. Nexode. Or something like that. Nobody likes that. Nobody like that likes Red Hat. Yeah, Red Hat's the worst too. I think. Or some. I don't even know. I'm gonna shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about shit and I don't even know. Bro, Red Hat's like, I've heard shit about it. Red Hat must make people scared. Or something. I don't know. Who knows? Alright, we're going to go ahead and do our compiler now. So we're going to go into here. So I've got type.d. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to assignment.d, which is probably the easiest concept. Alright, so A. So I didn't declare A correctly, probably. Nope, I need VIA, but my firmware is corrupted. I have no idea. Written. Oh, it even tells me how to do it correctly. Oh, wow. Whoa, Charizard. So is it like that? Or is that the next line? That's D5? Oh my god, no. Please. What? I'm scared of reflashing. Okay, this is bad. We're dying. The solution? What is the solution? Oh, do we put these at the very beginning? So like if I put cut, paste, I think that'll fix 4. Control S, and then we're gonna hit enter to just make things look cleaner. We'll just make a section for variables. We'll try that out, and then we'll recompile, or try recompiling. DMD assignment.d. Basic type expected, not not 6-7. You find variables and tuples. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what a tuple is. What is any of this? What is life? Do I just put a number? Do I put the number in parentheses? Alright, we'll read what it says. Undefined identifier A. Undefined identifier A. Basic type not... Okay, so maybe that's not the move. I think that made more problems than it solved. We'll put our variable back in here. Because I think it belongs in here for now. We'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and see if the next page tells me how to do this shit. Variables. Concrete concepts, blah, blah, blah. How do I put them in there? Oh. Okay, so you... Oh. Wait, my brain is shutting off. Bro, like... yeah, I just figured that out. Int A equals 6-7. And then you would do... right line. There are student count, so you could put, yeah, and then you can put it between shit too. Cool. Hold on. Parentheses, or not, the quotation marks. This number is, and then you can do that, and you can do a comma. Then we have int. And then we can try out different ones. Why is 6-7 in a tuple? We're gonna see that in a second. It looks like D wants it to be here. Okay, let's go ahead and read the variables. The main purpose of the variable is to represent value in a program. Variable is the last value that has been assigned to that variable. Since every variable is of a certain type, every variable is of a certain type as well. Most variables have names as well, but some variables are anonymous as a number of a variable. We can think of a concept like number of students at school, since the we could make some jokes with this. Int A equals 6-7. Oh shit, I also forgot to remove these. Control S, and then we should go ahead and test it. We'll go ahead and compile now. DMD assignment.d, and then we can go ahead and do DMD.type. Or actually, DMD / assignment. And then boom. This number is, and I forgot to put a space after that. Colon. Perfect. And then we can go ahead and do that for the memes. Assignment, and then boom. It's colon. That. Oh. You know, it would look better if I put a space there too. Just to make it look better. DMD.assignment.d / assignment. This number is, oh. I have no idea what D is, but yay. Alright, so as an example of a variable, okay, this is very basic shit. According to D's syntax rule, a variable is introduced by its type, by its name. So if I put float, it would change it probably. And then we could do float is 6.7. Boom. Now, when I do this, I can do DMD assignment.d / assignment. This number is 6.7. Very nice. You don't need the parentheses? Yeah, I figured that out. That shit was weird though. Float 67.69. What other things could we do? What's the big difference between this and C? I don't know. Don't ask me. The output of the numbering is output is the following. 0 students. So if I didn't declare it, and if I just did float A semicolon, Control S, we could then do DMD assignment, and then we can do DMD dot, and then is nan. Oh god, it's nan, not assigned. Well, that's what a float would give you. But if you put an int, it will give you 0. Control S. So then when we do it with an int, it should give us 0. 0. Ah, cool. Very interesting. What's the big the big difference is between D and C is that it's closed. I have no idea what that means. Can you elaborate? We're asking AI. Can you elaborate? Loops and if statements is when the fun begins. Yeah, I guess so. Well, actually, I think adding's when we can do fun shit. So if we do int A equals 200, like it says, we'll go ahead and do that. This number is 200. Wait, what is this? Alright, cool. The right line, there are now... Okay. Well, wait, what? What is this? Oh, okay, so then if we set this to after the fact, so we'll go ahead and do what it's telling us to do now. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Boom. Int A equals that, and then we can do another int. Int A semicolon. Actually, don't do int A semicolon, do let's do 69 since it was recommended for us. And then right line. And then we do parentheses, quotation marks. Now my number is space colon space, and then do comma A, then add a semicolon at the end to demonstrate what this book just showed me how to do. And then we can run DMD assignment.d. Oh, we've ran into a problem. Let's see. Wait a second. Must have done it wrong. Oh, you don't need to redeclare your int. You just gotta do A. Hit Control S and it should work. DMD assignment and then DMD dot. Oh, cool. Oh, okay, so yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why I thought to put int before every single integer. Once it's declared, it already knows that A is an integer and it should just remember that shit. I don't know how that works, but magic, cool. It works, so we're not gonna question that. Well, I would like to ask the question how that works on like the machine level, but still. It's a joke about the letter. I don't know. Oh, D is closed? Oh, good God. That's crazy. D versus C. D is just a closed version of C. So there's no difference between, well, there is a difference, isn't there? Uh-huh. Wait, this is sort of cool, actually. What do you mean this is sort of cool? Rust would crash out on you? What do you mean Rust would crash out on me? That I didn't put int before my A? Rust is interesting, though. Rust is something I would try out next. A becomes 0? So what if I just said A... Wait, let's go back. Previous variables. So then if I were to do int student count and then right lane, they're 100. Okay. Define 2 variables to print. I have 20 euros at a rate of 2.11. You can use the floating type double for the decimal value. Let's just do float or double. You're redefining it instead of setting. Int. Or actually, let's do double. Either do int name equal value or int name value or name equal value with a semicolon in there. Okay. Int name double equal 3.14. And that will be that. And then what if we try doing int a equals 69? Control S. Let's see what that does. DMD assignment. Oh. Dang, hold on, I must have missed something. Or int name. Maybe it's that I did double. Or maybe I did a space. Int name. Oh, right. Is that just something I'm not supposed to know that right now? Okay, hold on. Well, we'll save that for later. Double A equals 3.14. And then we'll try reusing the variable as an int. And see what that does. Ah. Interesting. That doesn't do anything. So if I do this and hit Control S, I'm gonna go learn Zig while watching this. Sounds amazing. Then try out ./assignment, and then it just gives you these numbers. Imports in C are different, and you use in C. Oh, there are imports in C are different, and you use C out for output. Like, yeah, carry out for output. That's like C out, count, carry output, right? Huh, that's weird. Also, C is made by microslop, right? I'm guessing D isn't made by microslop. Or, well, C++. Somebody makes microslop, makes some C. There's a super precise decimal type in C sharp too. C sharp. I call it C sharp, but it's actually C hashtag. Or C number thingy. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Next step. Next in the book. Next page. Standard input and output streams. So far, the printed output of our programs has been appearing on the terminal window or on screen, although the terminal is often the ultimate target of output. This is not always the case. The objects that can accept output are called standard output streams. Standard output is a character-based. Everything to be printed is first converted to corresponding character representation and then sent to the output. You need, oh, okay. So if I wanted to redo that, but I don't know. Let's just check. Okay. First converted to the corresponding character representation. Honestly, I might just go ahead and do that real quick just to demonstrate that it is possible to do that other thing that you mentioned. A equals 3 or 3.14 or 4, yeah. And then semicolon, Control S. Use my cyberbullying station. Then go up to here ./assignment, and it works the same. Beautiful. We're gonna put this into create new folder. Assignment.d. Oh, never mind. Don't name it assignment. Assignments. Okay. Just add an S to everything. Alright, cool. And then we're going to go ahead and X out of this. We're going to close nevertheless. Create new text file. We're going to call this. C hashtag is C++ and C is not. So what? What do you mean by that? I don't know. It's pronounced C sharp. Thank God. Same with F sharp. Thank God. I had it correct from the very beginning. Ha. No need to second guess myself. I've got that. What is the next page we're learning? We're learning standard input and output streams. So, I don't know if I want to do that. Oh god, that would be a pain to do. Let's just abbreviate it. Standard streams. Yep, that sounds perfect. Standard streams. Okay. Oh, rename that again. And put a .d at the end. Boom. Perfect. We're gonna take the file and put it right into here. There we go. Good. And then we're gonna go ahead and set up our shit to DMD standard. Why don't you use VS Code? I don't want to install that shit. It takes microslop, guys. Microslop. Cannot have VS Code. It's microslop. He said it lags his computer. Wow. It's microslop, guys. Might as well lag my computer. Standard input. Wait, what? Oh. Linker exited status 1. What the fuck did I do? I did something weird. Undefined reference to main. Yeah, so nothing's in there and it tried to do it anyway. Use Z. Z is really fast and it's not even Electron. We can look at those in the future, but first we're gonna go ahead and start with our shit here. Developed by Microslop. Import std dot stdio semicolon, and then it should be, oh, you all want to see what I'm doing. This shit's simple enough to use. I don't mind this. This is very nice. Semicolon. Like, this is actually, like, the easiest coding experience I think I've ever had so far, but that might be because I'm following a fucking tutorial book. Alright, we're ready for our next task. Let's go ahead and read about it. Standard input and output stream. So far, the printed output of our programs have been appearing on the terminal window or screen, although the terminal is often the ultimate target of output. If this is not always the case, the objects that can accept output are called standard output streams. The standard output is character-based. Everything to be printed is then sent to the output as characters. For example, the integer value 100 that we've printed in the last chapter is not sent to the output as the value 100, but as 3 characters, 1, 0, and 0. Similarly, we normally perceive the keyboard is actually the standard input stream of the program and is also character-based. The information always comes as, oh god, when you zig in it, it makes build.zig file with 20 lines of comments. I'm scared. Good god. I don't know what that means. 20 lines of comments? So, like, what? Makes a build dot... So you... Oh, like, you put zig in it in your console or your terminal, and then it does that? Interesting. That's like Rust, how it makes the starting files for you, too. You could just type in cargo in it, and it does the same shit, basically. Zig sounds cool, though, honestly. Zig, Rust, those are all cool. AKA Neo Visual Modern. Use NVIM. Interesting. What are we doing now? We're going to go ahead and put in... Similarly, we normally perceive keyboard. Okay, these conversations happen automatically. Const is called a character stream as D standard input and output fit this description. They are character streams. The names of the standard input and output streams in D are std in and std out, or standard in and standard out respectively. Or you have standard input and output stream, or basically what the import would be. Operations on the stream normally require the name of the stream, a dot, and a operation as in the stream dot operation. Because standard in's reading methods and standard out's writing methods are used very commonly, these operations can be called without the need of the name of the stream name and the dot. Write line or write ln that we've been using in many previous chapters is actually short for standard out dot write ln. Similarly, write is short for standard out dot write. Accordingly, the Hello World program can also be written as follows: import standard. This is the programming code. So you could technically write standard out is basically, but holy crap, why are the files so long? What? Standard out dot write ln, and do parentheses, or actually, yeah, quotation marks, hello, comma, world, and then go to the next section and do this, semicolon, and then boom. That should technically just write it out. Oh, what the fuck did I just do? Oh, we went to that tab. No, take me back here. Control S. No, don't do that. No, stop it. Control S here. Boom, and then we'll try running that. DMD standard steams. What the fuck? Oh, hold on. Oh, I screwed shit up backwards. Good God, how did I get that shit so backwards? Rookie mistake, for sure. Rookie mistake. Zig, you make a function. Void is like a type function, and basically you do iVoid if it can have an error. This seems pretty cool, I guess. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not even using Zig right now. But I guess you're talking about what you're doing with Zig. What did I do wrong? I did some shit wrong. Control S. Try it again. Try it again! Hold on. My brain's not working. Something, we're skipping some parts here. Something's going wrong. Ah. Okay. I think that's gonna work now. Perfect. Oh. Alright, cool, I figured it out. Standard streams .d permission denied. Oh, no, don't do the .d, just do that shit. Hello world. And it just works exactly the same. Perfect. Alright, next page. Reading from the standard input. Any data that is read by the... Oh, so we're about to make a keylogger, guys. We're going to make our first program that's actually useful for something. Spyware. The keylogger of all time. Well, kind of, almost, maybe. Who knows? So cool. Reading from the standard input. Any data that is read by the program must first be stored in a variable. For example, a program reads a number of students from the input must store this information in a variable. The name of this specific variable can be int. Wait, what? Or the type can be int. My bad. Alright. As we've seen in the previous chapter, we don't need to type std out when printing the output because it's implied. Further, when what is printed is specified as the argument, so write student count is sufficient. I think it's similar in Java, but I barely use Java. Stream, standard out, operation write, data. The value of the student count is variable. Target, commonly determined window. Okay. The reverse of write is readf. It functions from the standard input. The f in the name in its name comes from formatted, as what it reads must always be presented in a certain format. We've also seen in the previous chapter that the standard input stream is stdin, standard input, or standard D input if you want to say that, but I guess you could just say that's just the same as standard input. Probably is just standard input. In the case of reading, one piece of the puzzle is still missing. Where to store data? To summarize, stream, standard input operation, readf, data, some information, target, question mark. Okay. The location of where to store data is specified by the address of the variable. The address of the variable is the exact location in the computer's memory where the value is stored. In D, the AND character is typed before the name of is the address before a name is the address of what the name represents. For example, the address of student count is AND student count. Here and or pound student count or AND student count can be read as the address of student count and is the missing piece to replace the question mark above. Location of the student count variable. Typing in a AND in front of the name means pointing at what the name represents. This concept is the foundation of references and pointers that we will see in later chapters. I will leave peculiarity about the readf later. For now, let's accept the rule. Let's accept as a rule that the first argument to readf must be %s. I don't know what that is going to do, but basically, we could add in our readf. So let's go ahead and do readf, and it doesn't tell me to put a standard input function. But of course, you could always do that, and it doesn't change anything. Very much kind of reminds me of Lua somehow, but I guess like a lot of coding languages are very similar and shit. They all share and borrow from each other because it just makes sense. I get, or actually, we need to initialize we need to give the variable an existence and then we need to give it a. What the fuck is that? What are the variable types? Tab. Int a. Let's go ahead and just say type a full an integer int a semicolon, and then we could do what's next after that. So we do int a semicolon. Wait, am I doing this right? Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll figure it will tell us if it's wrong anyway. Who cares? And then we'll do readf. Then that sends it to A. Learning references before operations is crazy. I have no idea what. Yeah, like there's not even a plus value, but I mean, if you want to make a calculator, you can't really make a calculator that you have to go into the actual code to make a calculator. Like if I want to do 1 + 2 in my terminal, how am I going to do that without adding this shit in here? This readf. If I can't add my readf, how am I going to do my operations? References and pointers are like the hardest things in C. What's the D-lang? The D-lang? It's like C, but different. I don't know. We have some certified D language experts here, but I'm just getting started. I'm not one of the... You're lucky it doesn't explain it yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and put in our write ln. We can just literally do write ln and we'll do quotation marks. You typed and then colon and then do a comma A. Control S. And that should be able to be built. So we're gonna go ahead and do DMD standard streams, and then it showed us all of the places where I screwed shit up. Let's go ahead and, alright, very easy mistakes to fix. Let's go ahead and do that shit real quick. Boom, standard streams.d. We fixed some of the shit at least. No? No, we didn't. Hold on. Oh, because I didn't even save the shit. Just go in there and type it in. Yep. Oh, look, it works. Works like a charm now. Type an integer, type in 1. You typed :1. Wow! They're very similar syntactically. Let's go. We've gotten ourselves somewhere amazing with this. We're gonna go ahead and save this one and make a create a new folder. We're gonna call this what is this called? Standard stream. And what is it? Oh yeah, that's pretty much all we need. Standard stream for user inputs. Cool. Very cool. Move here. Move that there. And then move this there. Perfect. So we've done 4 different chapters so far. We're really cruising through this book. God damn. Yep. Create new. We're gonna X out of this. Close nevertheless. We're gonna create new. We're gonna call this one text file. What's the next chapter then? So, oh, okay. Actually, read F can work without the and character as well. Oh. But passing by reference is simple. I thought they would be fully explained, but passing by reference is simple. Oh, okay. Read F can work without the character. Without the and character as well, so that's basically, oh, that's cool, that's great. The %s indicates the data should automatically be converted in the way that is suitable to the type of variable. For example, when 4 and 2 characters are read to the variable type of int, they are converted to the integer 42. That's also interesting. The program below asks the user to enter the number of students. You must press enter key before or after typing the input. So we already did all of that shit. Just coming up with our own way of doing it. We did int, and then we have our variable before we even have that very first write line. Technically, you can just do write, and then you do your int, and then you do read f, which would just put this on the same line as that. Or if you wanted to add the /n like we've already discussed earlier, that's also an option. Write line, or write ln. Got it there. There are many. Okay. Skipping white space characters. Even the enter key that we press after typing the data is stored as a special code and is placed into the standard input stream. This is useful to programs to detect whether the information has been input on a single line or multiple lines. Okay. Although sometimes useful special codes are mostly not important for the program and must be filtered out from the input. Otherwise, they block the input and prevent other data. To see the problem in the program, let's read the number of teachers from the input. So import standard dot... Oh, okay, well we could do more. Readf. So that's, what is this doing? Hold on, let's go ahead and take a moment. Let's take a moment to figure this out. Although sometimes useful, such special codes are mostly not important for the program and must be filtered from the input, otherwise the bottom. Okay. To see this problem in the program, let's read the number of teachers from the output. Okay, so then there's that. Unfortunately, the program cannot use the special code when expecting an int value. What? I'm kind of lost right now. But I'm also not writing this right now. Don't feel like writing out this shit. We just wrote out this shit. I thought I was done with it too soon. Okay, well, yeah. Cool. So I don't know what this is. The program cannot when expecting an int value. What about this other one? This one has int in it too. Maybe it's... Oh, maybe the special code is skipping white. Oh, hold on. So... Oh, special codes. So like for skipping the white space. Ah. Interesting. Okay. Continuing onwards. 100 enter code. The solution is to use a space before the character %s to indicate that the enter code that appears before reading. Oh. Wait a second. Oh, it's not like that in the other one. Cool. Additional informations. Line that start with are useful single lines of comments. And then with the enclosed lines are with our markers. In order to be able to comment even more comments, use the... Huh? Oh, God. It's basically layering your comments within this. That's scary. It's like parentheses, but scary. Alright, and then most of the white space in the source code is insignificant. It is good practice to write longer expressions as multiple lines or add extra white space to make the code more readable. Still, as long as the syntax rules of the language are observed, the programs can be written without any extra white space. So you could literally just write a fucking line. You could write your import standard input, output, then put a semicolon and then your void main, and then do everything within one line. And it will all be the same. Pretty cool. Exercise. Enter non-commercial, non-numerical values. And then, okay, well, we're cool. So then we're on to logical expressions. This is like doing addition and subtraction. I'm watching this in the background. That's good. Logic.d, not .txt. .d. Cool. My logic.d will be amazing. I'm excited to do this. And then we're going to try to do everything in one line for the most part. So then it's going to look weird as shit, but then we'll practice that. What's the first thing? Import. Oh, I need to do control plus. Alright, we're going to try to do this all in one line. And then what you would do is do your next thing, which is going to be, let's see. I guess you would do, whoa, system. What the fuck? Bro, we could get pretty crazy with this shit. Start measuring our temperature and shit. I think that'd be a cool program to do, is to create a, something like one of these things, like a memory usage thing, and be like, how much memory is being used, and start measuring it out in different ways, and measuring percentages and shit, and putting it into a terminal or some shit like that. That'd be pretty cool to do for our first, like, actual cool project to do with D. Or a web server. Hosting a web server, but I don't know how powerful D is, if I can even do internet shit with D. I mean, obviously, it's just getting what components you need to do it, honestly. More than in C++, so you're safe. Yeah, I just don't like that it's not just put 2 hashtags here and put 2 hashtags there. Python makes it well, Bash makes it easy. You just do hashtags. Double hashtag, boom. Comment. Double hashtag, perfect. Make it easy. Double hashtag. Double hashtags all the way. What is this next section? It's gonna be void main. Do that, and then do the curly bracket. Aren't logical expressions bitwise? I don't even know. So like not. Logical expressions, the actual work that a program performs is accomplished by expressions. Any part of a program that produces, and not 1 is 0, not 0 is 1. Oh, so like not. Oh, okay. We'll find out. It is very wide definition. Like 42 and a string like hello are expressions because they produce respective constant values, 42 and hello. Don't confuse producing a value with defining a variable value. Function calls like write ln are expressions as well because they have side effects. In the case of write ln, the effect is on the output stream by placement. Oh, what the fuck is this? By what is that? Hold on. Web servers are hard? Okay, good to know. You also need to know JavaScript. Oh god. I can't just use HTML? HTML and what's the other thing you need? CSS. You need to know JavaScript for it? Well, I mean, I think you could just, as long as you can get the D program to host HTML to like get it on the web, I feel like it'd be easy enough to get D to do that. I'd recommend making your first web server in Python. We'll give this a shot. HTML and XML is even worse. I've done HTML, it's easy. You just type out, do this shit, make it like a comment. I've never even done comments in it. HTML is easy, you just, two things, and then shit goes in between the two things. You're like, oh, this is a div. And then you do end with a slash div, and then you put in the middle of it div and then slash div, and it just works. Wise words of Todd Howard. HTML just works. But alright, let's see. Function calls like write ln are expressions as well because they have side effects. In the case of write ln, the effect on the other output stream by the placement of characters on it. Another example of the programs that we have written so far would be the assignment operation, which affects the variable that is on its left-hand side. Because of producing values, expressions can take part in other expressions. This allows us to form more complex expressions from simpler ones. For example, assuming that there is a function named current temperature that produces the value of the current air temperature, the value that it produces may directly be used in a right line expression. Its current temperature, degrees at the moment, run NVIDIA-SMI, query GPU equals utilization, and then a whole bunch of other stuff on the NVIDIA to get GPU usage in case you still want that status thing. Very interesting, very nice. So then you could get like your GPU status too. Interesting. I have 2 AMD GPUs hooked up for us to play with. We could try to make a game that runs on one GPU, entirely on the GPU. That'd be a shitty idea, but it could be cool to do. Actually, you don't need to do HTML. but HTML can only be used for static context. I was talking about comments. Oh. Div, comment, then slash div. Yeah. Right line expression makes use of the other three. That line consists of 4 expressions. The right line consists... What the fuck is this shit? This chapter will cover the This is like the most confusing thing of all time. I barely know any CSS. I just use it as a formatting language. But I've heard you can make completely make shit in CSS only. Like, if you wanted to only use CSS, it's possible. But you'd have to be psychotic to just do CSS. And that's from a video I watched. Is like, there was this guy who made like cookie clicker in a CSS. It was weird. It's like me using SD cards to install my Linux distro. That was the most insane shit that people saw so far. They were like, use a USB. It's not working because I've done it before using a SD card. I don't have any good USB sticks. Logical expressions. There's coffee true. That will mean... Oh, wait, what? What is this? Are we doing Boolean? Are we doing something interesting? I will use right line expressions. Man, I just want to get into the good stuff now. Like, the equal operator answers the question is equal to... Okay, that's cool. So these are going to be our comparisons. Running bash commands through C is weirdly hard. Interesting. I think I'll keep note of that. Alright, so now... If we write out each of our things correctly, we can technically do this. So if... Wait. What does this return? Produces true? Why not say returns true? Hold on. Right line expressions... hold on, let's go back. I think I need to read this all. Before going further, though, I would like to repeat that the assignment operator, once more, this time emphasizing 2 expressions that appear on its left, temperature's value becomes that, or we could check if... Okay, I think I understand what he's getting at. So if we have, like... I'll use right line... what is this? Logical expressions are expressions that are used in Boolean arithmetic. If the answer is yes, I will save the file. Okay, cool. Logical expressions can have only 2 values. False, that indicates falsity, and true, that indicates truth. I will use right ln expressions in the following commands or following examples. If a line has been true printed at the end, it will mean, okay, this is very cool. It's fun for design. So you made a script for using D for, or using C for, what is it? The other thing? Very neat. Using C to run bash commands is pretty neat. Honestly. Well, doing anything to run bash commands or like commit batch for Windows, bash for Linux, right? But imagine if you had the same thing but it worked for Windows. Insanely. Windows just has... You could just run, like, you could quite literally just use any language, like C or D, to do this shit natively, though. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even need to use bash. Just use C, right? Does that work? Or is there a reason to do that? Maybe for, like, downloading shit. Maybe for, like, an installer that uses the bash. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe it's easier, though, because you could just use bash shit. SD cards are low-key probably easier than network booting for installing Linux. I have no idea about network booting. I've never messed with that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and declare our, I guess, variable. So, let's see. He says int 7 days in a week, and then, okay. But what if I wanted to... I might want to do read F. Maybe not. Means or. Oh! This or that. Okay, this is cool. And produces true if one of the logical expressions is true. Cool. So then that's like our or function, but that's like if this or that, right? But like what are we even getting into? Logical expressions are used extensively in conditional loops. Hold on, I'm losing my mind right now. I will use write ln expressions for the following examples. If the line has true printed at the end, it will mean that it is printed on the line true. Similarly, false is the line is false. There's coffee true. Similarly, there's coffee false. Okay, what am I doing? You can also do and for and. Okay. But how does this work? The logical operators are used in expressions. The equal operator is equal to is the question is equals to. So if you have, then you could question if days in the week equals 7. Oh, this is starting to make sense. That will output false. So then that gives you the values right there. But then is it assigned? Answers the question is not equal to. So not equal to obviously is an exclamation point and then equal. Also, these don't have to be expressions. You can do 1 or 0 to get 1, for example. Huh, okay. So like you don't have to use like a variable and then compare it to a number to be like, oh, is it equal to this? Scrolling down. So then obviously operators, you have false. And then of course this is a truth table, I think, or something. False compared to false is going to be false. False compared to trues. That. True compared to false not evaluated will be true. True compared to true not evaluated is true. Okay. Some kind of truth table thing. And then of course here's the script or the thing he wants to write for this. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna write out his thing all on one line. Let's try this. Let's give this a shot. So we're gonna do Boolean, and then we're gonna do exists. Oh god, if I do this all on one line, it's gonna make me die. Let's not do that. Bro, that is pain. You could totally write it all on one line though. But hell no, we're not gonna write this shit all on... Oh god, this shit's disgusting. It's gotta follow the rules, right? But I don't want to write it all on one line. That shit's disgusting. Also, true is the same as 1, and false is the same as 0. Cool. So we're gonna do our boolean, and it's gonna be exists coffee equals false, and then semicolon, and then boolean exists t equals true. Oh, actually, it does not need to be capital true. No capital true. No capital true. Enter. Your last HBM video was 2 weeks ago. You want more HBM videos? Is that what you're saying? You could just ask for more HBM videos, please. Parentheses. There is warm drink. After not needed to not need another line. It's capital true in Python? Good God. Always confusing. I can imagine. I mean, you'd have to know Python too for a lot of shit too. Tab. Exists. Yeah, like HBM's NTM. Coffee, tab. Wow, this is really easy. I like that it auto-completes this shit for me. I never had that in Notepad. Notepad sucked, bro. Fuck Windows. exists T. Give me that shit. Exists T. And then, oh shit, don't forget the semicolons. Why? Oh, never mind. I've realized my mistake. Comma. Perfect. And that should be good enough. Now we're gonna go ahead and do our DMD logic dot D. And then it fails. And then looks like you should use tab before lines. Let me see. Tab before lines. Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Yeah, forgot that shit. Control S. Try it again. DMD logic.d. Perfect, thank you. I forgot that shit right away. I was like, let's do it all in one line. Then not do it all in one line. Got myself confused in that process. Alright, cool. So then we'll do /logic. There was a warm drink and then true. I was thinking about playing something with HBM NTM after finishing my current pack. It's not required, but it improves readability. Control S. I mean, it fixed whatever was wrong with it, so that's amazing. Okay, there we go. There is a warm drink. So if there exists coffee or there exists tea, it will be true no matter what. Control S. Oh shit. Oh shit, no. Control Q. Control Shift Q, Q. Control S. 169 views, guys. Amazing. Alright, because at least one of the two expressions is true, the logical expression above produces true, the and operator. Okay, so we'll try out and. I know it will output false because they have to both be true for and. Note that the fact that the or and operators may not evaluate the right-hand expression is called their short circuit behavior. Oh wait, what? Which we will see if in a later chapter. It is similar in that it never evaluates one of its three expressions. Oh, so you could evaluate three expressions with this shit? It'd be weird. The caret operator answers the question as one or the other, but not both. So like XOR? You mean XOR expression? Basically. Warning, in reality, this operator is not a logical operator, but an arithmetic one. It behaves like a logical operator only if both expressions are Boolean. Alright, we'll try out that one. It will also output true because it's XOR for Boolean. So Boolean could technically, if you switch your... You need to somehow make... But you could do 1 and 0 for binary shit, and then do... You can use parentheses like in math, and do... Oh, okay, so that's how you would... Oh! Interesting. We could check that out in a second. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Well, we could add another Boolean in. So what we could do is... Keep... What the fuck did I just do? I fucked that fucking shit. Bro, I fucking... Destroy that shit. Oh, yeah. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and, Booleans can be 0 and C. Or 1. Oh, what the fuck? What the hell? This is weird. This is already getting really strange. Alright, there we go. That makes somewhat of a sense. And then we're gonna add another Boolean. Bool. And then, of course, if... So we could do a not, like, this is not true, or we could add another one. We could do, there is a warm drink or there is soda. In this example. Soda. Because soda is not a warm drink necessarily. It's either room temperature or colder. And then we'll just do that. We'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and put in, there is soda. Bool exists soda, or boolean exists soda. And then we can put in, exists soda. And then we'll try out the caret operator. So there can, oh, what the fucking shit is this? God damn it, oh. There is a warm drink, or there, I guess the statement would be there is a warm drink, or it'd be either there is a warm drink, or there is soda. And then we'll add more to that. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, wait. But there can never be both. Hopefully that's correct. Control S. The hopefully that's correct part is great. Alright, we'll go ahead and do our dmd logic.d, and it builds, it compiles, and there can neither be both, so it's false because there exists soda and tea. I don't know why I would do an XOR and an OR, but I guess it works. I mean, this could be useful in a lot of cases, so this is a very complex example of how to use this shit. I'm sure he's going to cover that, and then here's the greater than or less than. So then these are greater than or less than. For example, the logic that represents playing chess. If one of my two friends shows up, can be coded like this. Right line, I will play chess, Jim showed up. Or well, like X or something else. The whatever the heck operator answers, oh, the is less than operator and the greater than operator. So if this is greater than that, or this is less than that kind of thing. Very easy to understand, I think. And then greater than or less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Cool. Those are the important ones to have. Grouping expressions. The order in which expressions can be evaluated can be specified by using parentheses to group them. Exactly like what you said how to do, which we've already done that. So that's grouping them. It's done mathematically. Which are inherited from the C language, since in these rules and has higher precedence than or. Writing the expression without parentheses would not be evaluated as intended. Oh, right, because like different ones of these have higher precedences than each other? Okay. So it would just go like, it's like an order operation to the math. It's like PEMDAS. PEMDAS. Reading bool output. All of the boolean values will automatically be printed as false or true. It is the same in the opposite direction. Read F automatically converts strings false and true to boolean values false and true, respectively. It accepts any combination of lowercase or uppercase letters, which is good, because then it prevents stupidness. You don't have to program against idiocy, clearly. Note that this is the case when reading into bool variables, otherwise the input would be read as is. Okay. Exercises. We've seen that let's assume the programmer has written the following code to determine whether the value is between 10 and 20. Observe the program cannot be compiled as written. Try using parentheses around the whole expression. Observe that it still cannot be compiled. Okay. And then, while searching for the solution to the problem... Interesting. Too much... Oh, God. Look at this shit. 5,000 of these. Enter various values to test the logical expressions. Hey. What's up? What's up, Foamy Atom Power? Foamy Atom Power, guys. What a crazy name. We've learned that the actual work in the program is performed by expressions. If all expressions of all are what is this? The if statement. Oh, the best statement in programming. Clearly, this is going to be amazing. So now we can start adding in the if statement. This is where shit gets real. Now we can actually do testing for things. If 1 plus 2 equals 3, then the sky is blue. Perfect. I like that. We're going to hit Control S and we're going to just close this. We're going to go ahead and move all of our shit into a new folder called Logic. Logic with an extra C, as in Logic. Oh. It's my generated Xbox 360 name, don't judge. Okay. Foamy Atom Power, bro. I'm not judging, it's a funny name. It's just a funny name. I can't believe Xbox gave you that. Very good. Alright. Let's go ahead and create new text file. We'll call it if.d. Oh, this one will be very easy to do. dmd if.d. We'll have that queued up, ready to go, on standby. We're going to put our if.d right in there and get started. Let's go ahead and write out our shit before we even begin. So it's going to be the same shit as we just did. Import standard .standard.io, and then we can put in our... Don't do that. Put in our semicolon, put it in our void main, then we put in our semicolon after that, after void main, and then we do... Actually, shit, I forgot a few things. A few things got wrong. Okay, wrong-fied right there, bro. Going faster than my brain can compute. There we go. Everything's set up correctly now. And now we can get started on reading this section of the book. We've learned that the actual work in a program is performed by all the expressions in the main function. Okay. The if block. If takes logical expression in parentheses. If the value of that logical expression is true, then it executes the expressions in the parentheses. While you're still alive. How's it been going? It's been going good. What? What's so surprising about me still being live? I'm doing God's great work with the D programming language. It's almost as good as Linux Christ. Alright, so what are we doing? If a logical expression, then you do the next part. Alright. Let's try to make something better with this, though. Right, so we do read F, and then we'll try to do this, that, this S, I believe it's that, and then S. And then we're going to go to the next step. Comma. Boom. And then we can do that, which will take your input, because it's longer than you usually stream for. It's just because I haven't been streaming as much as I usually do in the morning. I've been missing the my wake up time. I try to wake up at 12 a.m. to get shit done for... Well, actually, lately I've been streaming for a lot shorter because I gotta get out more videos and things for that. So then we'll do our... After read F, we'll do... write ln. Try to do this on my own to start learning this shit. Even... Oh. I know you guys can't even see that shit. That's my bad. Put a... oh, God. Why did it do square brackets? No, not square brackets. Good God. What is this fucking... Satan script, bro. Straight up Satan script language right there. Fucking solid brackets. Right, ln. Alright. We probably also need to put a variable into. So we need to put in a bool, and we'll just call it, I don't know, A. And then what are we gonna ask? Is the... Oh. Don't do that. We need to do this. Right line, is the sky blue? And then we take our boolean, which is going to be A. And then we can use if. If the sky is blue is true, so we need to get our comparison for our if. Then, but this is the read line, so this will read F. And then we'll output it to our bool A. I might need to reference one of my previous... we'll try assignments. I believe it's that one. Assignments.d. Oh, God. I hope I didn't screw shit up. Okay, here we go. Assignments.d. We can reference this. Never mind. Don't reference assignments.d. That's not the right one. Alright, D language tools. Maybe it's standard stream? I believe it's that one. Alright, cool. Here we go. We'll just reference this. Oh, you just do a comma and then your variable. Okay. I believe you don't even need to use an A. Or the and symbol, but you just need to have an A in there. I don't know if you need the and. I think it said you don't. We'll try it without. Give it a shot there. Give it a semicolon. Bool equals, or bool A, semicolon. That just gives it a bool. Or actually, true or false, yeah. True or false, colon. Backspace. And we'll do it, the sky is blue. Boom. True or false, the sky is blue. Question mark. Actually, dot. And then read FA. So boom, that will get our, that will put our true or false statement to A. But that assigns it to A. So then we would also need probably a bool to, well, if we could just say if A does not equal, okay, let's read about how to even use the if. All right, so if, we put in our if, and then we put in this, then we have A, and then we could do a does not equal true. I think will work. Let's see. If exists coffee. Oh. But if we put A does not equal... Alright, but that would just assign it, so if you were to... Let's see. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't work. Who knows? We're gonna figure this out. And then you don't put a semicolon right away, do you? No, you just put another curly bracket. You can do not A. Well, we just want to know if it's not equal to true. Because it's a bool. So if you do not A, does that mean... Well, if you do not A, that'd be like... Well, if A is false, then it'd be the opposite of A, right? I don't think you can even... You even need if... I think you just do if not A. Okay. I'll give it a shot. This makes no sense. I'm going beyond what I know how to do right now. Because I figured you'd have to have, if this is true. So if it's not true, and it executes as if it's true. Okay. So if it's not A... Wait, what does that even mean though? Like, so if I were to put in false, then it's going to be true or no? Because we are trying to compare A to B. If you say true, it becomes false. It does not execute. Oh. Okay, thank you. This is good. It's genius. Yeah, we'll do that. Enter. Then do a tab. If you say false, it becomes true and executes. So if not A, then perfect. So A is just going to be... Okay, this makes sense now. I'm using my brain on full capacity. Alright. Next step is to... let's see. Alright, so with that, if not A... Okay, so then we can put... We could just put a right line, right ln. And then I bet there's an else if, or maybe not. You wouldn't need that. Right ln, just hit tab. And then we would do parenthesis. We could put correct. So that would be if they put false. I wonder if, wait a second. If you say true, it becomes false and does not execute. So that'd be incorrect. Okay. False. Or actually, incorrect. And then here we'd put our true. Hold on, I'm just now realizing it. Just now realizing it. And then we could put right ln true. Perfect. That should be good enough. Should be good enough. And we'll put in our semicolons too. Just don't forget that shit. Good God, forget that shit. Oh, it's over. Bye done. DMD if dot.d, enter, and it does it correctly. If true or false, the sky is blue. If it is incorrect, both will execute. Oh God. Alright, let's go ahead and put it in false. Oh, gave us incorrect and true. Oh, well, correct. It's also supposed to be correct. Interesting. Control S. Try that again. DMD if.d, just to fix the... Alright. You do not need an else. I'm not familiar with D. I'm pretty sure you would need a... You also need an if A. Oh, okay. I'm used to other languages, but we'll go ahead and put in a else is learned later. Cool. False. Incorrect, incorrect. Okay, cool. So then we would need a if A, like you said, A, then boom, boom. Then go past that, backspace. Oh my god. Just click there, enter. Ugh. So that this makes it like super complicated, like. Because then you have to have 2 if statements for one thing. I mean, I guess that's okay, but it's not the most efficient way, right? There's gotta be a better, more efficient way of doing it. True. Correct. And then if I put in dmd if.d, or actually no, if I put in dot if, false, tell it the sky is not blue, that's incorrect. Alright, cool. So now you can make at this point we can probably make like the most basic of adventure books in D code. If and else is a better practice. Yeah. Cool, so like we're on our way to the next phase. If exists coffee, drink coffee, wash the cup. The else block and its scope. So now if sometimes there are 2 operations to execute when the logical expression of if statement is false. Yeah, but still. So now we can do the else. The compiler should optimize anyway. Oh. So even if I wrote it wrong, the compiler would still write it out better. So in theory now, if I take this, I just need to add an else in the code in between these 2 brackets and erase that one, and then it should just work the same. Control S, and that's like the most cleanest looking code we could have. We're gonna try to compile, and it compiles, and then we can do ./if. We're gonna try false, the sky is not blue. Oh, and it gives both. Hold on a second. Else, expressions execute if false, expressions execute if true. But why did it do that? An example, the second string would be printed depending on the value of exists coffee. The else itself is not a statement, but an optional clause of the if statement. It cannot be used alone. Except you forgot a tab. Oh, that's a good point. That might have been the issue. I'm guessing that probably was the issue, actually. Definitely was. False. Incorrect. And if we do true. True. It ran correctly. Correct. Beautiful. This is working as intended. Else and that. Okay. Yeah, it only outputted incorrect. Oh, it did? Oh. Wait, yeah, I'm just getting confused because I wrote false and oh shit. As expected. Well, I like that it has a tab now. At least it's got that. It's got a tab. Doesn't have a tab. Got a tab is better than not having a tab. Okay. Let's see. Always use the scope curly brackets. It is not recommended, but it is actually possible to omit curly brackets if there is only one statement within a scope. Okay. Most experienced programmers use curly brackets even for single statements. One of the exercises in this chapter is about omitting them. Having said that, I will now show you the only case where omitting curly brackets is actually better. The if-else chain. Oh, so you do 2 if-elses. The code above represents the Sentences: if there is coffee, drink at home, else there is a bicycle, ride to a good place, otherwise walk to a bad place. So like 2 if else's. Yes, it does look nicer with indentation. Yeah. For real. I like indentation. And then if else, if else, if else. Chain again. Good God. And if you did that with no brackets, it's way simpler. With less brackets. I mean, you can't do no brackets, but with less, better, I feel like in that case. Otherwise, I would just stick with as many as I can put in there. I thought else if was a statement itself. I mean, it's just teaching me if and else right now. I didn't know you could omit the brackets. Yeah, I don't know shit about this language. Why would I say I had no idea about that either? Well, I have no idea about this fucking language, so I have no idea about that either. Next, the while loop is similar to the if statement and essentially works as a repeated if statement, just like if, while. Oh, we're just gonna go ahead and save if.d now. I'm gonna hit a Control S. Any amount of spaces, really. You can also indent with double space in C and D probably. Alright, so we're gonna go to D language tools. We're gonna go ahead and make a new folder. Create new folder, and we're gonna call this one if with an extra F. IFF. If. Put that all in there. Move here. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new one. We're gonna call this the while loop. Close file. Create new text file. We're gonna call it while.d. Okay. And import that into here. Perfect. And then we're gonna write out our shit in here. Alright, so import, and then we're gonna import our standard IO, and then do that, and then boom, boom, and then void main, and then we can do a semicolon, or actually no, it's not a semicolon, it's parameters scope, right? That's what this is called, a scope. Like what goes in goes in the middle of the curly brackets is called a scope, I guess. I don't know. Then you have your functions, and then parameters, function parameter. Cool. And I'm guessing we're gonna do a while loop. The while loops work similar to the if statement. I mean, we're familiar with this shit from Python, right? Python probably has similar while loop. While. Zoom in, please. Okay. Something doesn't seem right, but I could be wrong. I'm used to else if as a single statement, as else if in Java and C Sharp, and yeah, same. The elif in Python. Alright, so we're gonna do the while, a logical expression, and then, okay. So I guess this kind of works similar to a lot of other shit. So while not true would just keep it running probably. You know, we'll make a very basic one, right? We'll make while a is less than 40. Oh, don't do that. Oh, wait, no. And then we need to add in an integer for a. So we're going to do int a semicolon. While a is less than 40, then we would do... it hasn't even taught me how to do the addition yet. So, I have a feeling that doing addition is probably a pain in the ass, but while a is less than 40, then we can, instead of doing addition, we're just going to have the user make an input for it, so that way it can be like, please put in the correct number. Please put in the correct number. And it will keep forcing the user to type in an actual number. Before I forget the semicolon, let's go ahead and do that. And not forget the semicolon and also backspace where there needs to be no extra lines. And then we're gonna go ahead and do oh god, caps lock for incrementation. Okay, cool. Also addition is easy. Alright. What the heck is this? Okay, it's interesting, but also addition is easy. I'm guessing it's just like adding a plus in there. Use curvy spaces here. Oh, right. Hold on. Just like in an if statement, it needs to end in your void main. Alright, so now all I need to do is add in something to... We'll just add in... Because the book hasn't gotten to the part where it tells me how to do the other shit. So we're just going to do a simple right line, and then we're going to do that right line. A is less than 40, and then go ahead and add the semicolon. Then boom, and then we can add another one. We're gonna go ahead and do read, just do A++ and right line A. I mean, I was gonna do this shit, but do A++, got it. A++. I'm guessing I need to do something like this. So A++. I guess it needs, does it need the semicolon or does it not need? Need or not need? Go ahead and tell me now. Write ln A, and then actually the compiler will probably tell me I'm wrong, so semicolon. Then Control S. We're gonna try to do that and see if that does the thing. DMD insert. It needs, okay. Does it still infinitely open terminals? No, I fixed that actually. I was very surprised by that earlier. Let me see. The terminal opens terminals. Bro, this guy, that shit was annoying, honestly. You want probably A++ at the end of the block so it increments after executing. I don't think it would make a difference, because it would just go while, and then it will read off what A is, and then it will execute another one. Right? It will just keep going in a loop, right? Oh. That's a great thing to notice. Control S, and then... there we go, it just works, guys. // Then, of course... Yeah, so the console would just infinitely open terminals, and I had to use Nano to go in there to fix that. Because it was easier to use Nano. Nano's awesome, I love a Nano. Ew. Wow, that's actually fast as shit. I was expecting it to be like... and just take fucking 5 years, bro. It just prints out 40 lines. Brilliant. Wow. That's actually spectacular. Their solution will start at 0. This will end at 40, while yours will end at 39. 39? I mean, theirs. Except outputting would start at 1 instead of 0. Yeah. So if you wanted it to be... Well, I mean, 0, technically we don't even need to measure 0 in there. Terminal? You mean K console with a K? Bro, why are these people messaging me? Bad indentation again. How so? This is good. Looks good to me. Python would kill me? Bro, Python does kill me already. I mean, it's working. I don't know what's wrong with it. Python would get pissed off, bro. Python would hate this shit. Oh, is it this? No, that looks good to me. Maybe it's the while A. Bro, the while A. Now I see it. Bro, that shit's getting me now. There. That's what I did wrong. Okay, let's go ahead and compile that again. It shouldn't matter in the compiler. It just does the fucking code. There. It works. It works and it looks good. Bro, my phone needs to stop sending me messages. Out has been suspended by Control Q. Control S. Perfect. That's amazing, guys. Alright. So we've gotten that far that we can do some very basic addition. For example, the code that represents eat cookies, as long as there is a cookie, can be represented like this. Bool, exists cookie, true. Take cookie, eat cookie. While exists cookie, eat cookie. Oh, because they wrote exists cookie. Equals true. So if you want it to just never stop, what you would do is then do a foot terminal for genome. What? A foot terminal? What does that mean? What does that mean? Anyway. So next up, we could do... I don't know what we'd do next. What do we even do next, honestly? This is a great question. What does the book say? So then, yeah, that's how you make an infinite loop. You just have a boolean that never changes. Terminal named foot. Okay. Please enter a number. Right, thank you for number. What is this saying? While is useful for when the value of a logical expression changes during execution operation. I found a command that makes it infinitely restart the terminal impossible to fix because it keeps restarting. Yeah, I'm not running that shit again. Bro, last time you had me get surprised when I opened up my terminal and it popped up 300 different things earlier. I was trying to fix some of the keybinds on my keyboard and I was like, God damn, there's 300 of these things popping up. Bro, 300 consoles opened. Straight up. Whoa. Alright, I feel like I need to take a break. My brain is starting to burn. My brain is literally burning right now from all of the D language. Too much D language, guys. But we have learned it quite a bit. We've learned quite a bit so far. This is going well. The continue statement starts the next iteration of the loop right away. Being named fish and not using fish shell is crazy. Yeah, I need to take a break. We'll come back tomorrow. Let's see how much more of this we have, technically. How much more of the book do I have? When's the next D stream? Should be around the same time tomorrow if I don't get started earlier. I might start earlier, who knows. I have no... Actually, yeah, it should be around the same time as tomorrow. Maybe like an hour earlier or so. Hopefully, we can get more done tomorrow. This was pretty good so far. Honestly, not bad. Not a bad start to learning D together. Well, me learning D with my viewers and shit. It's easier to do it with you all watching, honestly, and because you all can catch my mistakes and know more than I do, probably. So it's good. And then also, the other thing is that it just gives me a way to hold myself accountable and actually take time to go and learn this shit somehow. Because, like, if I go to learn Python or some actually useful or, well, commonly used in the world of programming language, obviously I'm not going to keep with it and keep trying to learn unless I stream it. This is the only way for me to actually have fun learning shit. So, having fun while learning is a good way to do it, I think. So I'll go ahead and end up here. See you all next time, and goodbye. You made the command better and impossible to fix? God, no, please, no.